All right, we ready?
Yeah, dude.
Everyone good? All right.
We're back.
That's it. We're back.
Again, baby.
It's the first time live in a while.
Yeah. It's been a
Still trying to
what, a week?
pull it up.
Oh, we didn't go live
Like a
last week, though. So it would have been before that.
It's like almost 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if we had a reason not to go live before. I feel like it's
I thought we
been a
went
minute.
live last week because I talked about Bruno's.
No, I just posted the YouTube that night.
Yeah, you guys just posted it. There was no live.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I nixed that to try and get some more
I was like, I swear to God, I was
which-
here last week.
No, you were. Yeah, you definitely were.
You
But-
were.
Fucking losing
and
it.
then I want to say, like, we skipped a week, and then before that.
We
so,
skipped a week because when I went and got my dog.
Right.
So-
Right. Yep.
Before
That's
that, yeah. So
right.
it's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, so
2
this
full
this
weeks.
will be the third week,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So congratulations, everybody. You get to do with us.
Again.
Oh boy, Dimitri, you're back.
Hi.
Hey,
Feels good.
good.
Hey.
Huh?
Hey.
Hi.
You really added
Howdy.
How we doing?
zest.
Ooh, a little zesty.
You need a twisted tea to loosen up a little bit.
I'll take one.
You want one?
Hell yeah.
You want one?
You need a twist.
I was like, do you want-
Get a twisted system, buddy.
You want one?
Come on, boy. You want a twisted tea?
They're in the van. Let's go.
Yeah. Leave a crumb trail.
Let's go all the way back. They're in the van.
You're old enough to drink, right?
Yes, Russell. Turning 23.
Actually, I need to see some ID. Actually, you know what? As a matter of fact, let me see your ID.
All right. There's no.
I bet it's still from St. Louis.
No, I got it here. I had to get it here when I
That
changed.
seems
didn't-
too
You
responsible.
didn't say it right.
St. Louis.
No, it's
Say hello.
Class E.
It's fake as hell.
It's fake as fuck.
Dude, I can't let this shit happen.
Yeah,
Hey, actually, no, get that back. Get it back.
no.
I wanted to read it off. I want to give everybody your information.
Yeah, I had to get a Class C whenever I started driving, like commercial vehicles.
Wow.
All right, 40.
We're talking to a Class A here, buddy.
Yeah, no, 40 fucking.
No
dollars.
endorsements. So, pays barely a Class A.
I can barely. I can. How much is yours? How much is yours cost to get as a Class A?
Like, to renew?
No, like just to like go.
Oh,
and
to get, it's incredibly well, okay, so I work for
You have
Styles.
to do a bunch of shit for it.
Yeah, well,
It costs money.
you can do it, but you have to have the vehicle to do it.
Yeah.
And so there's so many levels of CDL. Like the first time I went up there with a pintle hitch, and so I would have I would have had a Class A with all my air brakes and my combination vehicleship. We had all that, but since I had a pintle hitch, I would have been excluded from driving anything except for pintle hitches. And so but you know, if you don't have the truck, you can't take the course or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's really where they get you when you go to those classes and stuff.
That's yeah.
Is to use the vehicle. Now, Class C doesn't have air brakes, right?
I don't think so. Like this was it was pretty much just a box.
It's like
van.
chauffeur,
He was driving a fucking
chauffeur's
box
land.
truck.
It was a box truck.
Like,
I had to get it like for actual.
it was a
legal-
fucking.
Like a
It
U-Haul?
was a company.
was-
It was a company minivan.
No, it was
Basically.
It was
What
it
was
was a
this for?
young
What was
blood
this for?
minivan.
it was a young blood.
Youngblood making you get a CDL for
No, it wasn't a CDL.
For a minivan?
Just a
Just
Class
a
C
Class
for
E.
so I could drive car parts to Arkansas and
Class C
Joplin.
is a CDL though, isn't it?
I don't think so actually.
Let me see your license.
Yeah, no, I just walked in, took the test, and just, I mean, literally, it's just you walk in, take a test, and they're like, all right, you're good to go. So, I mean, it was like $40-something to go get this. So, I mean,
Yeah, well, that's probably not bad. Really.
paid off in the end, I guess. I mean, I got to drive around in a box truck all day long, which had
Sounds like it sucks.
single cabin, completely confined to literally just doing this for 8 hours a day because you couldn't stretch out in that bitch. Seat went back, and you're just up against the back wall. It's no fun at all.
Taylor, how you feel about your boy Brandon?
Huh?
He's a little hot water.
What do you
Brandon
mean?
Schaub. Did you hear about this?
Who?
From
Oh.
King and Sting It.
What about him?
He's being an asshole and a pretty shitty comedian, if you ask me.
How?
So he's suing some guy that made fun of him on YouTube.
Wait, what? How are you a comedian and suing
That's already
somebody
a
to
bad
get
start.
made fun
See,
of?
exactly. That's the main thing.
That's being a
but the
bitch.
second part people don't realize about this is it's going to set in a terrible precedent because he's using clips from YouTube on his podcast or whatever to make fun of him. Brandon Schaub is suing him for copyright violations. And so if he wins, then that means that anybody doing anything on YouTube can't use other people's YouTube video. Like we couldn't show YouTube videos during our podcast anymore.
Yeah.
So it's going to set a really shitty precedent. And it kind of
People use
steams me a
YouTube
little bit.
videos all the time.
Yeah.
The whole point of being a fucking comedian is you're supposed to be able to take a fucking joke.
Well, he's not a comedian, first of all. He's a
Yeah.
funny guy. He's a funny
he's
MMA
a-
fighter that
Yeah.
that kind of
that's like-
clutched on to Rogan and Theo Vaughn and ran with it.
And that's one of those things too, where it's like like it doesn't make sense to me because like that whole entire podcast, like King and the Sting,
Yeah.
they literally make fun of people constantly.
Half their
They,
shows
like,
make fun of YouTube videos.
and
of
really, honestly, you know, I love it, but half their show is fucking like around the bush fucking racism.
yeah, oh,
Like
definitely.
it's definitely like I mean
That's why they had
they
a
crossed
culture
the
corner.
lines. Like
Shout
they
out to our
crossed the lines.
Thanksgiving special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was you. You did all the
Yeah.
racist stuff, not us.
They crossed the lines in that show, and that's why it's so
Yeah.
fucking good because they like Theo just makes it funny whenever
Right.
he does it.
Did,
But,
okay, so did they change it? Because I thought I saw King of Sting and Wing or some shit like this.
I don't know.
You haven't listened in a
When
while?
was the last time you watched it?
My God.
It's been a while.
You're all about that for a while, weren't you?
Yeah,
I was-
I just watched this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I watch a lot of that because like I don't know. I've always thought Theo was funnier by himself,
Well,
especially in those because it's like people calling in like asking random questions and it's just
Yeah,
fucking
those
hilarious.
are great. Those are great. So Brandon really isn't your boy then?
Brandon's not. No, Theo is. You know
Okay.
that.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah, you
that.
know
I
that.
did. I did know that.
I know one of
That
Theo's,
show, like that show's awesome though. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
King of this thing.
on that podcast, he had Trevor Wallace on there, who's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah. Well, he's a YouTube guy that's now a stand-up
Yeah.
comedian.
Okay. True.
Let's be realistic about it.
100% TikTok famous, but
Yeah.
no, he has his own podcast. It's like Krusty Socks or some shit like that. It's
Of
actually
course. Masturbation joke.
yeah,
Is that what it is?
There's a fuck ton of them too. They had a porn star on there, and they were asking all types of questions and shit.
Crusty jokes. Were the jokes crusty? That's the socks. Never mind. That was a bad joke. That was a stinker.
That was a stretch and a half. That's what that was.
Yeah, it was.
They always have porn stars on there, like constantly.
It's
On,
fucking.
And they always ask them like really random, funny things.
Who is?
I laugh at it.
Which one?
it's-
Theo or Trevor Wallace?
Trevor Wallace and
Yeah.
his. I forgot the other
What the
guy's
fuck
name.
is that guy's name?
Let me look it up.
The
real
one with
quick.
Trevor Wallace. I can't remember that guy's name.
There's only
But
one way to find
that
out.
show's funny as fuck too, because they always interview porn stars,
Mhm.
and they're like, "So,
Yeah, like they were talking about. It's,
wildest thing you ever seen?
it's called Stiff Socks, and
Oh, you didn't get that right. You call it crusty socks.
yeah, that's.
All right, well, who's that guy?
Let's see his actual name real
like,
quick.
so how big do you typically like them?" And the girl's like, I don't know, like, you know, he's like, because over here we're not working with fucking porn star penises, so I'm just kind of curious on if you would have sex with me
Oh, yeah.
with my current wiener size. And she's like, well, how
blow
big
the
is
water.
it? And he's like, not porn star big. It's
That's
pretty
all I gotta
funny.
say.
Yeah.
They were like the questions they ask are fucking hysterical
Yeah.
the entire time. They're like, so you have when you gotta do anal, like what kind of shit do you gotta do to
Yeah.
make sure it's all right?
But I think those are that's not that original though. Like that goes back to Howard Stern and Opie and Anthony. Like those type of questions have been done a million times. Maybe just
Yeah.
getting a little more publicity and the video aspect, I suppose. Now is
The guy's name is Michael Blaustein. It's right here. I don't know how to pronounce that last name.
Blaustein.
Blaustein.
He's
Pretty funny.
He's a funny fucking dude.
interesting.
The questions that they were asking this lady, she was just like, "Wow, you guys just have no fucking filter." They're like, "No, we want to know. Like,
Yeah. Like, we want to know.
let
Lay
us
it
know."
out.
And she answered all of them fucking hysterically. She was like, "I mean, I wouldn't personally, but some girls might actually find you attractive." He's like, "I'm just gonna go jump off a fucking bridge. don't worry about little old me over here. It's fucking amazing." Speaking of
It
which,
was awesome.
did y'all see that the whole Olympic women's Olympic swim team shit they got going on right now?
The dude lady.
Dude lady.
Yeah. Yeah,
Dude look
good
like
on
a-
men, right? Good on fucking men
He
for
was
going
right.
in there and showing those women how to fucking swim. Am I right? Am I right, guys?
Dude's like fucking 8 feet taller than the other girls, and like you barely have to swim the pool.
His little dangler's about to
Yeah.
pop out of his one piece.
Yeah, like you barely
He
have
was
to. You
ranked-
barely have to swim.
He was ranked 432nd amongst all men. Jumps into the women's league, ranked number 1 overall.
Yeah, yeah. It's a
Damn
fucking
right.
it's a cheat
I'm,
code.
I'm pro. I like this. That's
It's
my
a cheat
stand.
code.
Yeah, exactly. He
Somebody's-
did what it took to win.
Somebody
This
literally
guy's
said it's
Jordan
like-
level. This guy's Jordan level mentality. Got to win no matter what, or girl, I should say.
Somebody said it's like playing a video game on expert mode and going back down to hard after getting your ass kicked so many
Oh,
times.
that's, yeah, he's going back there hard every night.
Yeah, that whole situation, man, it's like that's just I don't know. It's a weird situation because it's like, yeah, people of course are gonna get fucking pissed off about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, who the fuck let him qualify as a female in the first place?
Dude, you can't.
That's their fucking fault.
You got to go down all the way.
I was
back.
Bro,
thinking-
Like,
that's still, and that's the thing is like there was no like changing that man. It was just like, no, I still have a dick and balls, and I
Woman.
still
Yeah,
look
yeah.
exactly like a dude.
She-Man.
Yeah.
I still lift 230 pounds. Like I'm still a full man.
I was thinking
Like
about
who the
this,
fuck would
too.
let him
Like,
even in?
I would be super impressed if a woman decided that she was a man and was like, I'm gonna go compete in the men's swimming
Yeah.
now. I'm like, dude, go. But
Yeah.
this is like, oh.
Yeah, that's
So it's not about like the sexuality or whatever this
No.
guy sees you.
It's
It's
just
like
cringy.
you're just fucking cheating, dude.
Yeah, it's just cringy.
You're just fucking cheating. I'm sorry. Like if it were the other way around, I'd be rooting the hell. So it has
like-
nothing to do with sex change
I mean,
or
it's the
whatever.
same shit. It's like LeBron going to play in the fucking WNBA.
Oh, you
Like
crush.
it's like,
dude. He would.
imagine Giannis in the WNBA. Like
Yeah.
you imagine any of these fucking NBA players in the WNBA. It's like that. No one's gonna let that fucking happen though.
Think I could make it in
That would
WNBA?
never happen.
Russ, I don't think you have the cardio to make it in the WNBA.
I'm just be a tall center. I'll be like Shaq.
They're like 6'8". I don't think you're going to be able to be a center.
All right,
You're
I'll-
like a small forward.
I'll play the wing. I'll be good.
Play the way.
I'll play the
Whose shirts and whose skins?
You guys are shirts, our skins. I bet. Damn it. Yeah, but no, I saw that today, and I saw like everybody's like praising him, like NBC and shit, and it's like, I mean, can he feel proud? Like, or she? Whatever.
I think he. I
Is he
think
prou-
he.
are they
it-
proud?
He it thing. Whatever.
I
it
mean,
is,
Can you
is
be
definitely.
proud?
Oh, he's
It-
definitely proud because I saw the interview.
Literally said, the very simple answer is, I'm not a man, Thomas said. I'm a woman, so I belong on the woman's team.
No, you don't.
That's what I'd say if I
That's
wanted to
bullshit.
win.
Yeah.
If I was a winner, that's
Thomas
what I'd say.
expressed her desire to compete beyond college and
Did they put
potentially book her ticket
in
to 2024.
Capital letters, her.
Uh,
You emphasized it pretty hard. It'd be funny if they wrote in capital letters, her.
it's the slanted ones.
Italicized.
Yeah, there's a whole shit going on right now about the entire thing, and it's just funny
he
as
was.
fuck.
He was definitely proud of it.
All right. Well, that's
So-
pretty fucked. I mean, that's kind of a loser mentality in itself, though. It's like being a seniors varsity player and then going and crushing a bunch of eighth graders and then like
Yeah.
just kicking them while they're down.
I did it. I did
It's
it.
it's like if
get
Stella
shit
was
on.
I won the
swimming or some shit.
championship,
And
yeah.
I watched Stella swim since she was fucking 6 years old all the way up. She's competing at the highest level possible, and this dude just comes and just totally obliterates.
Shits on everyone real quick.
Yeah. It's like, well, you're
Balls
hurting
deep, baby.
women. You're fucking
Balls deep
hurting
in the
women
water.
and any kind of. Well, yeah, absolutely. So I don't know. That's just my
like
two
I said.
cents.
It's
the
just
photo of the championship, it's like her, them at the top, and he's like standing and like clearly 2 feet taller than everyone else.
He's like a fucking giant.
I'm gonna make a clip of just Dimitri saying, dead naming him, and saying he and all this stuff, and then I'm just gonna clip that and then post it and then tag NCAA
He,
swimming.
shim, it, her, whatever the fuck it is.
Wing wang diddle dang.
That was racist.
Oh shit.
Clip that out.
Yeah.
Edit,
Oh yeah,
edit,
yeah. I
edit.
will. No, you're in.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely
Write it
edit that
out. Write it
Yeah,
out.
I'll just put I'll superimpose that onto you.
Put it on there.
He says that that's racist. Clip done.
It is.
Send it off to
It
NCAA.
is. You'll be done.
I just wouldn't let that shit happen. Moral of the story: whoever let that
Yeah.
happen, it's their fault, not the thing's fault.
Yeah.
It's not its fault
It's not. It's
because they're like, okay, yeah, cool, you can compete in women's fucking swimming,
I mean,
even though
he
you're
just-
6'5".
It's like he took a joke as far as it's like a South Park. I mean, it is that South. You remember that South Park with Macho Man, where he's like, "I am the greatest woman that ever lived."
Yeah.
and he's like, just excuse me, the system's getting twisted.
Embrace it. Embrace it.
yeah, yeah, it's just like that, and it's I just people trying to overcorrect is what it is.
yeah.
You
Can
know,
can I ask you something? Can I ask everyone
you
something?
you ask me whatever you want.
Where's COVID?
It's in Russia now. It's in the Ukraine. Yeah.
Why did you bring that up?
Because it's funny, man. Like that's just
No.
before the war, it was still COVID everything, and
Yeah,
then
and then
now all
did
of a
you
sudden
hear-
it's like
you hear Fauci trying to pipe up like, "Hey guys, I think I might be coming back," and I was like, "Fuck off!
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Shut
Like-
little nerd."
Fuck, man. Like that, and that's just
It's
that's
the
the
media,
shit
dude.
I think has
It's-
been going on for a lot longer
dude.
than people think.
9/11, guys.
Discard
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I don't need to get
So
into it.
No,
but
I want to hear the deets because you were fucking stoked. You came in here, you're panting.
The
You're
room
fucking
looked like a
running
shit show. Russ
around.
was like, I have figured
doing
it
it.
out.
Yeah, you figured it out. You solved the fucking
All right,
puzzle. You
I'll
opened
give
the
you guys
chest.
a little teaser
Like, you-
because
Ooh.
I got a 3-part live series coming up with James on this on clarification, and we did a 3-part 9/11 conspiracy theory. By the end of it, I'm dead convinced it was Bush did it. I mean, first of all, I'll just give you some highlights here.
Ooh.
In 1991, Bush Sr. bought a bunch of security bonds, 10-year security bonds. We took that money from those security bonds, and it was $240 billion, took that, bought up Soviet industries in oil and gas overseas as they were starting to fall. And guess when those 10-year bonds became due?
01.
September 12th, 2001. So, and it was also illegal as hell. So the places that blew up, the layers, the floors that were hit with the towers were all, they were the security places at bottom, like they sold the securities to the Project Hammers, what they called it, sold it to them. And so those floors were annihilated. Every single individual that worked on those floors died instantaneously. Tower 7, no, it was totally demolished. Nothing ever hit it. Building 6, totally demolished. Nothing ever hit it. This is before the towers fell. The Pentagon, that only hit the Office of Naval Intelligence, where all of these investigators for this Project Hammer were gathering all their materials and stuff to prosecute. It blew up there. That's the only place it blew up. There's no wings. There's never been any debris found from a plane, except for an engine they maybe found. And then they found a perfect passport laying on the sidewalk from one of the hijackers. They were best friends with the Bin Ladens. The day before, I mean, I could keep going. It was wild.
Please do.
No, you got to watch. You got to watch this week because I edited. I did a special edit with all the video and all the evidence and everything, and it's just we did it, guys. So they had nothing to do with it.
Fucking did it.
There was no way. We knew about it, and there's two schools that thought. We either knew that they were going to do it, and we let them do it anyway, and there's plenty of evidence to suggest that, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest that we blew the fucking building up. It's a controlled demolition if you look at it.
Yeah,
It
because I mean that's
fell
always been
straight
the
down.
that's always been the dilemma.
Did you know?
You
Especially in the
can
videos,
literally
'cause you
like
can literally just see it go,
after
"Yeah."
when the second tower was hit,
Mm-hmm.
you can literally see it explode before the fucking plane even hit
Yeah.
it. So it's like, I mean, and that's the thing too, is that everyone knows that building, if it got hit by a fucking aircraft carrier like that, it's not gonna fucking just go down.
It's gonna
Like
fucking
it's
lean
But you can
obvious.
see.
Like,
you can watch the.
oh, I know you can see them
floors.
fucking start to blow
And then on
out.
top of that, in World War II, a B-52 bomber, B-17 maybe, hit the Empire State Building. All right, blew a hole, the size of this wall in the side of the building. You can see people in there like grabbing pieces of the airplane and trying to put it back together in the same room. There was no explosion. There was no fire. There was nothing. And there was pieces of the plane all over the street. People picking them up. How did that not happen this time? How is there not a single piece of an airplane? How did it? You can watch the building be built. The girders are this big. You can't melt steel with fire.
No, and that's the thing too. Is like even when you look at the other parts of it too, it's like, dude, like if that plane would have hit the tower, it didn't go all the way in. Like
clipped it.
It didn't go all the way in.
Yeah.
So if it would have blown up and all that shit that it supposedly did, I mean, there would have been plane parts that were never even touched by fire or anything that would have fell off into the streets. So I mean, there's
And
no
two,
fucking.
Have you ever touched a plane? Like,
Yeah.
been right up next to a plane and touched it?
Yeah.
They're fucking thin metal, aluminum sheet metal, basically riveted onto a very. There's foam in between there and some shit, but they're very lightweight. The girders that were on this building were this big, steel, pure steel, this fucking big around, and you're telling me that a plane can fly through that and then come out on the other side?
No.
No. It wouldn't make it through the big thing, and then to sit
amount
there
of
and burn.
the amount of shit you would have found on the floors and like on the streets and
another thing we pointed out, it's like the building has always, they say it collapsed because of the weight of the other floors. The weight of the other floors has always been there.
Yeah.
It's not like it
they
got
built
heavier.
it to have that amount of weight on
Now,
it.
sure, it could have gone in the middle or something, but it should have fallen off the side. But you can clearly see that it's just going.
I mean, it's like it's the whole entire thing. Like, as of course, as I got older, because that happened when I was younger. But as I got older, I was like, okay, like the same. I feel like the same. It's a little different, but at the same time, I feel like the same thing happens. Like whenever you cut a tree down, right? You start cutting into it on one side, it's gonna fall.
That's just gravity.
Right?
That's literally just
Gravity's
gravity.
gonna pull it down.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same thing with the fucking building.
Yep.
You know, like if you hit a building on this side, it's probably gonna start doing this and then fall over. It's not gonna just
The first one
go
did, didn't
down.
it?
Like there's no
Did
way.
The first one like lean over and fall.
No, it literally just
They
both went
went
straight
just
down.
fell
Straight
down.
down.
Okay. I knew about the
Straight down.
second building. I didn't know the first one did
No, the
that.
first one literally just went straight down too.
Gotcha.
Like
Yeah, no, I just
from
Now look at this.
however many
So
floors.
it's a whole complex. All right. So this is building 6. Trade center here. And it just looks like it got the fucking shit blown out of the middle of it. Does that look like a plane flew into it?
that looks like a bomb just went off in the middle of it. Yeah.
I mean,
Because those are the World Trade Centers, right?
hold on. Yeah, they're well. This is the day.
They were. Yeah.
What in tarnation? Oh shit. Ba-da-ba-bow.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. That's weird. It's you'll just have to look that up on your own, everyone. But, yeah. And you know what was at the bottom of this too? Was a huge reserve, $2 billion worth of gold that was removed the day up. The morning of, they had evacuated that entire building for no apparent reason.
Interesting.
Yeah, you got to watch this. I'm telling you, this is one of the best. I've seen. Oh, there's a lot of crazy conspiracy shit, and you just watch it and there's like flash stuff. This is 3 hours worth of names, dates, companies, all these shell corporations. We put it all together in a way you can watch it and dude, just the money alone is enough to prove that they did it.
Yeah.
I mean, the evidence too. Like I said, how did that happen? Did something fall into that?
No.
No.
Because the only thing that
that's
happened
blown
that day was 2 planes hit the top of the Twin Towers. That's all that happened that day.
Supposedly 3.
Who fucking knows? So then you got United 93 too, Flight 93. There was no wreckage found there. Just a hole in the ground. Just a burn up hole in the ground. And then the Pentagon, the most highly guarded place in the world, has no video footage of that. You're telling me there were no cameras outside? The only thing you can see is this video goes, and it's grainy, you can't tell, but a lot of people suspect it was a Tomahawk cruise missile because the hole was this big and there's no plane, like wing marks in it. It's just a hole in the side of the building. So, I don't know.
I'm still trying to think how the
Yeah,
fuck
I've
they
always-
hijacked the planes. Like that still drives me.
A lot of people say they didn't.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
Who was
Because and that's the thing is like the way that they did that was smart because they're gonna blame it on people because you know they hijacked the plane, they cut people's throats, they did this, blah blah blah. No one in the plane lived.
No. There's
Like,
never
no
a
one-
body was
no.
ever found.
No one in the planes fucking lived. You know, they're,
another thing.
So you can't. They knew that there would be no story of someone living through that fucking that crash.
You guys ever been
So-
on a plane? Like,
Yeah, multiple
big-
times.
Okay. You ever tried to make a phone call out of the plane?
You can't.
You can't.
So how are they making phone calls and leaving voicemails with family members from 30,000 feet in the air?
You can't.
Well, they did it.
Well, in 2001, what type of fucking phone
A
did you have to
Nokia?
do that?
Yeah, you have a fucking razor.
Yeah.
Like that motherfucker's not getting.
But there's
getting
voicemail
cells.
that says, honey, let's go. Let's do it. Or it's like, I love you. We got to go do this. And they gave the whole hero speech and they went and hijacked the plane back from the terrorist.
Yeah. No.
Dude, there's places in town I can't make a phone call.
Yeah.
Let alone
And now
30,000
cell
services-
towers,
feet
cell
in the air.
towers are better. And like even when you're up there, you have to turn everything on airplane
Well,
mode.
cell phone towers go out. They don't go up. That's why you don't get cell phone reception.
Yeah.
Like, it's not so much that you're just so high. It's that you're above the towers.
Yeah.
You know, when
You're
you're
not getting cell phone reception 30,000 feet.
No,
in
and
the
those
air.
are-
Yeah,
There's
you,
no fucking
you can
way.
barely get cell phone reception when you're like on ground either. Like
Yeah.
certain
Some
places.
places.
But
I can't-
those were real people. Like that was somebody's husband that made that call. What happened to him? Did he die?
Yeah.
Did he abandon his family? Like, you got to think, because he was gone. I mean, he made that phone call, which they had no reason to believe he was part of anything. He made that phone call from the plane and then was never seen again.
I mean, a lot of those people probably never seen again. I mean, shit, like you said, a lot of them probably just fucking.
I think there's
disappeared off the face
a
of the planet.
lot of loose ends, and that's why they had that Loose Change documentary. But anyway, you got to watch it. It was really good. It changed my mind entirely. Once you start looking at the numbers, and I mean, just that alone, or when you find out that the bomber flew into the Empire State Building, 100-year-old building, it was fine. Nothing happened. It didn't melt steel.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't believed that shit in a long time.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
It's new shit comes out every single year about it. That's just makes it more and more like, okay, cool.
When you see the connections between the companies too, that's another big part of it. It's like all these people were Bushies. Like, they all work for Bush or connected to Bush. They're all connected in some way, or into defense or something like that. It's wild.
It's fucking insane. But I mean,
Yep. I say it all the time, man. This is the fucking world we live in.
Yeah,
Like-
I think that was really when things kind of changed in the world, because then you were allowed the Patriot Act, which, the first lady that was arrested on the Patriot Act was a New York embassy woman that worked with Iraq, and she wrote a letter to her cousin that worked in the White House. It's like, hey, why are you guys invading Iraq? Like, I'm here. I know what's going on, and like, there's nothing. We're best friends with them. We were close with Saddam and all that. It's like, why are you talking about doing this? She was immediately arrested for a year and held in jail for a year for having written that. Because when the Patriot Act originally wrote the writ of habeas corpus, so you could just get arrested and be held forever, how long you wanted. And they could spy on you. It changed the whole world. 9/11 changed the whole world in a really bad way, and it was all on purpose. It was all a master plan. Very wild.
worked.
Jesus fucking Christ, I'm gonna have to watch that shit now.
Yeah, dude. And I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this. James does a really good job of tying all the pieces together, but god damn. Whew. Let's talk about something a little lighter. Because that's honestly, too, I've been editing like all weekend, and that's just all I've got all these early fucking, companies, like shell companies and stuff, burned in my brain and imaged. So it'd be nice to talk about something else for a change. You guys got anything?
Let's talk about the dog.
Yeah, how's your little dog?
A little nugget.
Is that his name?
He's doing good.
Or it's Otis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oats and boats.
Is he breathing on his
Odie.
skin yet? Is even stuff like the folds? The folds.
He doesn't have a bad nose fold yet. Yeah, I think it will get bigger, but
Keep feeding him
he's
pork and
definitely
beans. He'll get one.
He ain't
What are
eating
you
that
feeding
shit.
that thing?
Just Royal Canin dog food, bulldog
Royal.
food.
Oh, they got special food?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You have to import
'cause,
it?
no, they have it.
Is that an import?
They have it's like
Straight out of Turkey.
it's made for them because those dogs, they need it's like a certain nutrient that helps with their joints and everything, because of course them being built the way they are, they definitely have
ideal.
joint problems. So so that food has a very high amount of that in there, so it will help him along the way. But I have to take him in this coming week to get his last shot, and then in April he has to go and have surgery on his eye.
Already? You already have surgery on this goddamn dog? What's wrong with his eye?
He got cherry eye.
What's that mean?
It's basically so any dog that you see that has a droopy eye,
Yeah.
their third eyelid is exposed. So, or the third eye gland is exposed. And basically what happens, if they play too much, if they get poked in the eye, if, whatever, it will cause it to flip, and it basically pops out. So they have to go and tuck it back in, and then they sew it. They do a one stitch method is what they call it. So they stitch it where it's supposed to be, so it doesn't pop back out again.
Damn.
So, but
That's
I mean
fuck ton.
that's something that happens in their life almost guaranteed.
So you're getting it
It's
out
just
of the
a
way?
matter, one of
or-
them, yeah, and then the
How many
other, like,
surgeries is this dog gonna have to have?
those are the only like, that's like a very, 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 very common problem with them. Like a very, and that's not with just them. It's with any dog that has like a more of a droopy eye.
More of the droopy
So
skin.
yeah, so and it's just because their eye ducts are exposed. So like anything can cause them to pop out, but it just sucks because it happened this early. But at the same time, it's actually kind of good that it happened this early because now we can get that one out of the way. So it probably won't ever
What,
do it
is
again.
it gonna happen to the other eye?
Huh?
Is it gonna happen to the other eye?
Probably. I mean, it'll probably happen eventually.
What's
but
the eye surgery run you?
It's like $300 or $400. But I mean,
I'll do it for $250.
I'll flip that motherfucker.
Bring the little guy in.
Yeah, it's other than that, it's like, of course, the only other surgeries that they really have to have is like, when they get older, if they exercise too much, it can end up fucking with their joints, and then they have to have like weird surgeries with their joints and stuff like that. But that's, that's what I was telling Charlie earlier. Like, she was like, "Oh, let's go on a walk. Let's go on a walk. Let's go on a walk. Let's go on a walk." I was like,
too
"Dude,
hard.
look, like you have to understand." I was like,
These
"We
are
can
fat,
go on a
lazy
walk."
dogs.
I was like, "We can go on a walk, but he's not going to make it around our block." I was like,
Basically-
we can go to my grandma's house, which is at the end of our street, and you basically just turn left, and my grandma's house, it's right there. It's like, I was like, we can go to my grandma's house, get him some water, let him chill out for a little bit, and then his fat ass barely made it back to the house. He was just like, dude, fuck this. Fuck this. But I mean,
He's good
and
for a
that's the
week
thing,
now.
like
yeah.
people say that, like, with them, their best form of exercise
Is on the
is tug of
couch?
war.
Oh.
No, like if you just have something like, whether it's a fucking pin or a rope or whatever, just playing tug of war with them, because it's not like overusing their joints like they do when they're like running around or they're walking, for a couple miles or whatever. So it's just like that abrupt, like, motion of like playing tug of war is
So
like the best
the least
exercise for
amount
them.
they could really do
Exactly.
is somewhat physical.
Yeah,
Right.
like that's literally
You
what
bought a
they
lazy
do.
dog.
Like you don't want to fucking overwork them, because that's when you're going to start having joint and problems like that. It's like, dude, you don't want that shit.
Boy, you're walking a
That's when it gets
tightrope,
bad.
dude. You're walking a pet owner's tightrope.
If it happens, it happens. But
Yeah, if his joints blow, they blow. Hey, see, this is all not sounding like an enjoyable pet owning experience.
he's awesome.
It's worth all the
He's
medical
really
issues.
into shoes.
He's just,
Yeah,
I
most
mean,
dumb
and that's
dogs
it.
are.
Well, that's the
Not
thing
that
is
your
like,
dog- yeah, it's dumb.
He's a little shit.
so those English bulldogs, they have a baby or a child phase for longer than normal dogs. And basically what that means is they'll listen to you. Like, I mean, he already knows how to sit. So like they're smart, but at the same time, like they just have this childish phase for a lot longer than normal dogs. So like biting and nibbling and chewing and things like that, it's just like it's built into them for longer than a normal dog.
I
Like,
hate everything about this. You have
but
not said one thing about this dog I like,
it's-
other than that tracksuit promise.
It's one of those things,
Speaking
man,
of
where
which,
it's
where's
like,
that
dude,
damn
that's
tracksuit at?
he's fucking
He'll grow
this
out of it
big.
too
Yeah,
soon.
like what the fuck's the point? I'll wait till he gets bigger,
Yeah.
and then he's like
Wait
always
till
gonna
he's
be
in
able
his
to wear
final
it.
form to
Yeah,
do
because
that.
he has about 30 more pounds until he's in his final form.
Yeah.
So
He's gonna have a gold chain, right? Yeah.
yeah, but it's awesome, man. Like I said, I've always wanted one of those. So, and I'm glad I got one.
Good.
Because
He's a
he's a
cute
fucking,
little fucking shit. He's fucking adorable.
he's a little shithead.
He just,
Like
like you said, he does bite a lot though. That's the whole thing. Like you like move him away and he thinks you're playing with him, so he'll like
No,
jump on you and bite
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I
I'm
wouldn't like
I will
that.
fuck you up.
It's like, dude, you
He's a little
really do.
fucking-
Oh, yeah, okay. I was like, what the fuck is that? Because I couldn't tell where his head was.
His tongue's out and shit.
I know.
He's adorable, man.
It looked like a octopus or something.
Yeah,
What?
that's cherry eye.
Oh! Ew, yeah, get that fixed. Dude, pop that. You ever think about popping it?
You can't.
It's
a
an
tear
eyelid.
duct.
You can. You can.
I
It's
got
just-
you, little man. Come here real quick.
Yeah, the good thing is about that is like the dog's actually like it's not just them. It's any dog that can get cherry eye pretty easily. They don't even know it's there. Like they literally don't know.
Dude, how gross that'd be if your tear like
Yeah, that'd be fucking weird. I'd get that shit taken out.
oh yeah. Yeah, it's
But-
worse than Bell's palsy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like with
So
them,
gross.
you could do.
It's fucking gross.
Yeah.
What, Bell's palsy? It is. Thank you for
Thanks for shooting
reminding
fucking
me.
shots over here. Russ kind of has it. Got that,
Buddy.
That droop.
It's not as bad as it was. You saw me when it was originally bad. Yeah. It never went away though. Really. It did. I
Dude,
mean,
you
I
have
feel-
no idea when I first saw you.
I look like a monster. Like a ghoul.
I couldn't be an asshole.
you could tell. I mean, just
I couldn't be an asshole.
you could.
'Cause
Russ
It
is
was.
like,
It
why
was
is
a
he so fucking
debilitating.
nice?
Like half his face didn't work.
It was just.
So I was like,
I had to drink out of like a straw and then do this.
yeah, like the and me seeing him, you know, before that happened, where he's like a normal human being, and then like I saw him randomly.
Like a stroke victim.
And like a straight up stroke victim, and I was like,
happened?
I just literally wanted to be like,
Nothing.
Russell, what the fuck is wrong with your face? But I couldn't do that because I was like, I knew
something
that
is
you had
clearly
I knew that you
wrong.
had a heat stroke or whatever.
No, the heat stroke came after. That had nothing to do with it.
I knew that incident happened. I'll put it that way.
I woke. I that happened after.
Because you had a heat.
No, it happened after. I woke
The
up
heat stroke
with
was
Bell's
after?
palsy. I woke up with Bell's palsy.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. And that's what they said. It just comes
Yeah,
up.
because I knew that something happened because
How long did it
Kwong
last?
actually told me about
It's
it.
still here. I mean, if you kind of tell, my eye doesn't open all the way.
Yeah,
But it was bad for probably 6 or 7 months to where
Yeah,
I
'cause-
couldn't do anything. But now,
because it literally shuts down.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it always the left side?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
always
so.
the left side. So it
And, like,
basically shuts down.
It was
straight
weird
and
because I
center.
do this and like you see the wrinkles in my forehead. There would be no wrinkle, like a straight line right here, and it would be no wrinkles and wrinkles. Like
That's
I
fucking-
had
Like
no
it
control
just shuts
over
down like the left
Yeah.
side of your face.
it, and so you're
That's
just
fucking
drooling
crazy.
all over yourself all the time.
You can't
and,
like
and no,
it's-
yeah, there's nothing.
you can't do anything about it.
You can't eat. Like it sucks, but the doctor's like, yeah, we don't really know what happened. It's like it just
Wow, okay.
Sometimes it happens. They're like you. Usually it's accompanied by shingles, and you're like your body's fighting off shingles, and somehow this gets in, and it's like a nervous issue or something
Yeah.
like
That's
that.
fucking insane. That's scary. That's just
So yeah,
But
don't
it's
worry,
not
you already
like-
got it, pal.
It's not like
don't
something
worry.
that can.
You don't have to worry too much. Maybe you'll get it on the other side. It'll kind of
You're
even
born with
things
it.
out. Hey, we're
hot in
equals,
here.
buddy.
It's
We're
fucking
equals,
hot
pal.
in here now.
Hey, I'm also disabled. It's okay.
Yeah, it's like Bell's palsy isn't like life threatening or anything, is it? No. It's just like happens and
No, it's just like your nerve gets blocked, and
Yeah.
you can't. There's no communication between your brain and that side of your face.
because I think that happened to my dad whenever he got his skull crushed. I think I told you. Did I tell you about that?
No.
Yeah, because he's a welder, and he was working for this fucking asshole one time, and they basically built this huge structure, and his boss is like, okay, we need to take a picture of it whenever it's like built, and then so like he had my dad go up and hit this thing into place, and my dad was like, that's not fucking smart, like we need to tack weld it or something before I go fucking do that, it's not safe.
Yeah.
So anyways, he went up there, hit it back into place, it fell, and then like a fucking 500-pound beam basically rolled over his fucking body and crushed his skull. But
Well, that may have just been.
but no, he had
serious nerve
he had
damage.
Bell's palsy after that because he couldn't use half of his face, but it also cracked his fucking skull.
Well, that's no wonder
So-
if it wasn't some kind
Yeah,
of
he's like
paralysis
bleeding out of
type.
his ears and shit. Like,
Ugh.
yeah, that was a bad.
When was that? How
bad
long
in-
ago was that?
God, I say 12, 13 years ago.
Damn.
Something like that. It's not that like it wasn't like crazy long after I think that my mom and my dad got together. I don't think it was too long after, a couple of years probably.
No, okay.
But yeah, he that fucked him up pretty bad. And like his back is still like
Oh, I'm sure, dude. You
not
don't just
great.
walk
And he still
away.
I mean he still does his shit every day. He still plays the fucking drums in a metal band. Like I mean, he's just
Hey,
he's
well, you
kicking it,
can't-
but
you
like
can't let that
all the
stop
time,
you.
man, like he's always like, you know, I'll go over there and he'll be like, hey buddy, pop my back. And I'm like, no. No,
You're gonna
because
fall
dude,
apart.
it's like it fucking every time I do, I was like, like it just fucking makes me like cringe. Like it's fucking gross.
You hate
Like
your back being popped too,
yeah,
don't you?
I love my back being popped.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But my dad, no, it fucking hurts him. But you know, I'll do it. I'll pick him up.
You
and
ever do
fucking
those like
crack, crack, crack.
decompression things? Those are great, but
Like
the
roller
immersion
things?
boards. The inversion tables, you know what I'm talking about?
Like the one
Where you
where
lock
ones that
your
lean-
feet in and
the
then
lean
they
back?
go upside down.
Fuck that.
Because it pulls everything.
Yeah, that decompresses you.
Yeah.
The only problem is like the blood rushing to your head.
Fuck
But if you can get
that.
past that, then it's pretty nice. But it's
Yeah.
only for like mid back. So anybody out there that's got like sciatica or some shit, it didn't do good.
Yeah.
Do shit for me.
See,
for
all, like,
sciatica.
All my problems, like with my back, and even like my chiropractor told me the same shit. She's like, all your problems are like up here, because number one, it's like a lot of people don't understand, like when you're tall and you work in a kitchen, there is no such thing as a prep table that is built for you.
Oh, dude, it had to
like-
be. Yeah, exactly.
There is no prep table that is built for you unless you get them custom built.
Yeah.
They're always short as fuck, and you're always looking down, and you're standing like this for hours, you know? So all my problems are in my upper back. So I fucking love when like my neck gets popped.
Oh,
and
yeah, it's
my
my
back.
favorite.
Like
Mine was,
I love that shit.
Mine was shoulder and lower back problems, and my feet, when they would put me down to like angle at the bottom to like measure how tall you are and shit like that, my feet were like that to each other.
You got a stump leg?
No, they had to
They had to pull mine out too.
yeah.
Oh no shit.
I had
Yeah,
like
'cause,
crack
like-
my hip, my back, and when she went to like crack my back initially, I was laying down facing on the table to like, you know, take the deep breath in and everything else, and they were supposed to crack it and feel a big pop, and she's like, your body is so stressed out for some odd reason that we're gonna have to actually cup you so that way we can get the blood flowing throughout your body down here, so that way we can actually pop it.
You know, I got a foot that's an inch bigger than the other one.
A foot?
1 foot is an inch bigger than the other one.
No.
Yeah. Nothing I did.
Got a fucking horse dong down there or something?
Dude, well, down there, yeah, but I'm talking about my feet here, son. I got a foot
You're white,
that's-
Russell.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to sound cool in front of my friend Dimitri. No, I'm talking
up.
about it's so I have to buy shoes that are fit 1 foot, and then the other's like too small. I mean, I don't have fucking 18s over here, but
He doesn't either.
Found that out.
the 19s.
That motherfucker has the same size foot as me.
What? You just been wearing goofy clown shoes this whole time?
Oh yeah, dude, we found that out on vacation.
Did we not tell you about that?
No, what
I
the
wasn't
fuck?
here after. Okay,
You've
so
been wearing clown shoes.
this is funny as fuck. So when we get to know,
Yeah,
Like
dude.
the shoes that he has on, way too fucking big.
no, these ones are 15s.
You wear a 14.
I wear a 15 too,
And you also wear a 16.
and a 17,
Yeah.
and 18. So feel these ones,
I can't believe it.
but
Feel my toes. That's a
feel
perfect
them,
fit.
father. But no, like we're walking around New Orleans, and I have these big ass fucking yachts on for fucking shoes. I'm like,
Were they the ones you couldn't
He was
tie?
dying.
no, those ones are.
Did we not tell you about our vacation? Did
No,
not do
we
a
did,
podcast?
but you-
I wasn't
did, yeah,
here
yeah.
the entire time. As soon as we got back from vacation,
Oh, yeah, you got fired.
yeah, did it.
Damn, bro.
That's right, because we were going to talk about it at Bruno's. And then,
Damn, we didn't even get to talk about the vacay.
No, we never got to talk
me and
about
you
it.
kind of talked about it, but
That was like light work, though.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
That
got
was
to
light
fucking
work.
New Orleans.
This is about to be a good story now.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
we
okay.
got to.
This is a good story.
First
All
off,
all right.
Yeah,
Now
this is
we're
a-
cooking.
we're cranking now.
Taylor
I forgot we didn't get to talk about that.
No, we've never gotten to talk about that
damn
one
it.
time.
Give me a twisted tea.
Twist the system. Let's go.
Can I have another one? No. Okay.
You
Yay.
got a story to
cold.
tell.
Oh,
yeah, that's
it's gonna
come and
get-
go. Actually, I was in the beer
Cheers.
cave. Yeah. To good fitting shoes
Here.
and
Twisted
the
system.
twisted systems.
Okay, so we get to fucking New Orleans. Keep in mind the entire time, Taylor's like, hey, you're not allowed to sleep out of this whole entire 14-hour car ride. We're going
Nice.
to go down. Because if I can't sleep,
Oh,
you
just the
can't
car
sleep.
ride. I thought it's like
Ever.
you're not allowed to sleep
are
this whole
always
time.
Ever. 7 days, motherfucker.
Guess who's ready? No, like the entire way down there. So the entire time when we're like going down there, I'm in the back seat. I'm like trying to sneak.
The
in
motherfucker's trying to slide off. He's trying to slide behind my seat and then go to bed.
Hide?
Yeah, because
Try to sleep.
Dude, what are you, a kid?
And I'd look in the mirror and I'd see that his head's behind my seat and I would turn around. I'd be like, oh, hell. Skirt!
Is it just a car drive just from
Yeah.
here to New Orleans?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we
you
left
couldn't
at
stay-
we left at 4:30 in the morning, so I was already pretty fucking
But
exhausted.
you're not used to waking up to what, 11, 12?
3, 4.
4, 5, 7, whatever. But like,
Fucking teens, am I right? I mean, fucking you. No, God damn it.
You suck.
You suck. Fucking teens, am I right?
But the-
They're not a good sound.
the entire fucking thing down there. The funniest thing about the entire car ride was every time he would say something stupid, he would just reach into the backseat and just be like, "You feel me?"
Just kept doing that. And if he didn't fist bump me, I knew he was sleeping. So I'd be like, you feel me?
So you were already
It's like,
you
wake
were
him
already in assault mode.
Yeah,
And you
I was already in full
you just
fucking.
dropped the hammer.
I kind
Yeah,
of kept
berserk
watching
mode.
whenever it would come around the corner. He's like, "You feel me?" Like, bam! Like it was
Yeah,
like a
it
game.
got faster the whole entire way we were going down
It was
there.
like a tiny game we were playing the entire time. Just to fucking. No, I feel you. Yep, man. Every part of it. And
Keep going, keep going.
we fucking.
Just realized that you're like in Mondo's status here. Keep going.
And so the entire way we get down there, he told me, months before we got to New Orleans, he's like, "Hey, look, you need to quit eating like a fat ass the entire time, or your ass is gonna die in New Orleans and Nashville." And I'm like, "I'll be all right. I'm fine. I've walked before. It's great." And we get all the way to New Orleans, get to the Airbnb, set everything up. I go take a shower. We get ready to go on a walk down to I think the French Quarter or whatever. We just went for a walk.
Or whatever.
Because we stayed I always try to stay somewhere different whenever we go down to New Orleans because
There's a lot of places. Right?
there's a lot of fucking places and there's
Dude, we
like
were right
cool.
across the street from the fucking Superdome. It was fucking awesome.
Like we stayed right
Place
by
to
the
dump.
Superdome and the Smoothie King Center and everything like that. Like it's a cool location, cool area. Basically, you have to go underneath the bridge and then you're basically in downtown.
They
So-
were clean up from Katrina.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's
When I was there,
we get there the first night, and he's like, "All right, we're gonna drive around to go eat real quick." And so we took the car, we parked at some random parking garage, and then we're like, "Man, we can't find shit around here." So we go back to the Airbnb, park the car, and start walking downtown.
no, because it wasn't because we couldn't find anything. It's because there's there's two
it was a
college football
games,
games.
yeah.
Oh,
that weekend.
okay.
So it's
They were
like
just
we
fucking
fucking dude.
crowded
There was so many
everywhere.
goddamn people. I was like, you can't fucking park anywhere. Like the best choice is to literally walk. So I was
Yeah.
like, I mean, we're not that far. I knew that. I knew how much we walk in New Orleans. Me and Charlie both.
Well,
know,
yeah, it's a
we've
walking
been there.
city.
So
I didn't know what it was
Yeah.
like down there, and I was like, "All right, whatever."
so the first day we get there, it's fucking humid. Dude, it is.
It is.
It's not
The
hot.
air is
It's not hot.
thick.
It's just fucking
Like
humid.
a hotel's
Yeah.
indoor swimming pool.
Dude, it was like
so
a fucking
fucking
sauna,
bad.
but it wasn't hot. It was just fucking
like
sweaty
60
outside.
degrees. It felt fine, but it was just thick air.
Yeah,
Like,
it was super thick air. But
So-
so we parked at the Airbnb. We went back down because we wanted to go eat, and I was like, "All right, cool." So I was like showing them through like the upper part. Yeah, it's the upper part of like downtown, basically. So this is before the French Quarter. We were going to the French Quarter. We had to walk through the city and everything like that. So we start going down there, and Dimitri's wearing a blue shirt, right?
that shirt
a blue
was
shirt.
black by the time we got back, bro.
This motherfucker.
I started sweating up here, my neck, my lower
You
back.
could see,
my
dude. You could
stomach.
literally see like his nipples,
You could see my
his
body.
chest, his belly,
It was
What?
and then like
making a little
his
smiley
whole,
face?
Yeah,
It was-
his whole entire back was just soaked. By the time that we got to the fucking French Quarter,
It was
to
so
eat.
fucking annoying. Like we
He
said,
he was fucking salty when we got to the first restaurant. I was like, dude, what the
start
fuck are you
getting
so
salt
pissy
rings?
about?
You start getting.
I was like, what are you
salt
so
rings?
pissy about? And he's like, I'm just fucking pissed off because like I didn't
I'm
fucking listen to you and I'm
sweating.
fucking sweating everywhere. Like this, I'm going into a fucking restaurant and this is what the fuck I look like. And I was like, I told you. I was like, I told you. I was
So-
like, but that's what you get for
You gotta-
fucking eating Taco Bell at 3:00 in the morning every fucking day.
so we
It's
started-
gonna happen. It's gonna come out when you start walking a lot. It's
started-
gonna come out.
When you got
Like it's
yeah.
naturally what happens.
We
you
started
know?
walking back to the Airbnb after like we go to Bourbon Street and everything else, and man, it was a good fucking time. And we started walking back, and my feet are fucking killing me. And I'm like, ow, 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 ow. I'm limping by day two. Day two, we were walking back to the Airbnb because we just ate dinner, and we get back to the Airbnb. I lay down. I'm like, bro, my feet have never hurt more in my entire fucking life than they do. I had blisters the size of quarters. Of my
I mean,
feet.
number one, he's wearing basketball shoes
Yeah. You
that
need-
are 3-4 sizes too fucking big.
Yeah, I look
Okay.
like a fucking dumbass. And we get back.
Newsflash.
And we walked for the first
8
day we walked
hours?
for the first day we walked for an hour. An hour.
It was
That's
more than
it?
that.
We literally went to that restaurant in the French Quarter, which is like a 25-minute walk.
Dude, you might as well
We
drop
ate,
them off in that
and then we went
cemetery.
And then we went across the street to Cafe Du Monde, and then we went home.
No, because we went to we went down Bourbon Street.
So you take a slight left. That's not going to account for another 7 hours.
But
we fucking let's just get that straight.
digress.
Yeah.
day two, we're like, man, I'm like, man, my feet are fucking killing me. He's like, why are you bitching so much? He's like, oh shit, your feet are fucked. And
Dude,
so
he had
Boils.
This boy has like blisters all over his fucking feet.
Were you wearing socks?
All over his, oh yeah. All over his fucking feet. We get back to the fucking Airbnb the first night, takes off his fucking shoes, complaining about his feet hurting, blah, blah. I said, bro, you ain't going to make it another 4 or 5 days. You ain't going to fucking make it. So we get up, he tries to troop it out. And this, I think it was on day 3. Day 3 was when it was real bad. Dimitri was walking with a limp. He's way the fuck behind us.
Like, you good back there, pimp? I'm like, this ain't funny. This is not funny.
And we're still just walking. And now we're walking for 8 or 9 hours a day. 10 hours.
I am, limping with a limp.
You ever walked that much in your life?
No.
No.
Fuck no.
But, like, we're fucking going, and I'm just like, could y'all just slow it down a little bit? Just a little bit, please? Like, we don't need to walk this fucking much, please. Thank you so much.
Well,
and we fucking get back to the Airbnb that night. We all pass out the next day. I'm like, guys, I need new fucking shoes.
he's
This
Dr.
shit.
Scholes.
No, I
Have you
was,
considered seeing the good doctor,
no.
Mr. Scholes?
Seen a good doctor.
So I'm like, dude, I need to get new shoes like immediately. So they're like, all right, cool, let's go walk to get new shoes. I'm like, what? Walk? Motherfucker, my feet are killing me. I don't want to walk anywhere right now, asshole. We start going downtown. I'm asking people if they have like a size 16, 15, something like that. And they're like, no, man, the best we have is a size 14. So I go to one of these stores, man, and I pick up this pair of shoes and I try them on. They're size 14. I'm like my feet fit, but they're literally touching. They're touching right now. And fucking hurt. So Taylor was like, man, these shoes are dope. I'm going to pick up these shoes. Charlie's like, man, these shoes are cute. I'm going to pick up
Oh, those are nice.
I'm gonna pick up these shoes. So those two fuckers get new shoes, and they're just like, "What do you think? Are they nice?" Taylor's like, "Dude, these are so sick and they're comfortable." And I'm like, "Fuck you two and your nice looking shoes, because I'm still in these big ass yachts."
So why didn't you get some new shoes?
Because they didn't have any sizes at all. They fit the sizes.
But it sounds to me like you don't know what size you
didn't.
wear.
Well, I did it at the time, but those stores did only go up to like a 13 in certain shoes,
Yeah.
and
Which is normal.
And the ones,
But then people are like, oh, we have a 14. He's like, nah, too small. Like we would just leave and then go walk again.
Dude, sizes are crazy different. Like when you
Yeah.
get that big,
Yeah,
It also
they
depends
are-
on the shoes
Yeah.
too.
That's exactly
Like-
right. Like a 19, like in a Nike, yeah, probably
Yeah.
14 or 15.
But I'll pause this real quick because this is Dimitri.
Riding a little lady bike.
that's electric.
Oh, you almost got hit by a car there. You're not wearing socks in that one though,
No,
right?
I am. Those are ankles.
That's your problem. Also,
Dead.
Dude, we go to the mall because I'm
Like
like,
the fifth one.
yeah. We go to the mall and we start walking around like a famous footwear and whatnot. They're bringing like different sizes shoes and they pull out a 15. I'm like, man, these fit, but they're like skating shoes.
They are Nike SBs.
And Taylor's like, come here real quick. So we go,
Better than a 18 clunker.
we go to, we go to like the Adidas section, which is right next to the checkout. I'm about to buy these 15s. I'm like, fuck it. These will work way better than what the fucks I got on right now. They pull out a size 14 in Adidas track shoes. I'm like, all right, fuck it.
Comfortable.
Let's try them on.
that's what these are. These?
Comfortable.
Pretty much, yeah, but mine are all black and have no laces.
Well, I don't. All right.
Those are so his
Because these are 14s and they fit just fine.
his are a running. I think his are a running shoe, so they have like a thicker sole. But
Yeah, so, like,
they're
we-
like squishy.
he's
like
like,
they're. I have the same pair, but they like mine have laces and his just have a strap. I have the same ones that he
Are
has
they
in
like
white.
retard racers? Are they
No,
No, they just
Oh,
that's just the way they're made. You
Yeah.
literally just pull them on. They're kind of like Skechers almost. Where
like
you
a
just,
dude?
like slip on Adidas.
Yeah,
Basically,
so-
I have the same pair in white.
That's the
I put-
ultimate in mobster tracksuit attire. Is a slip-on Adidas.
Yeah.
I fucking put them on. I'm like, well, they fit. And Taylor puts his, does the little thumb check with my fucking toe, and he's like, you dumb son of a bitch. We've been waiting 3 fucking days, and you've been complaining every single day, and you wear a size 14, fucker? You wasted all of our times. I was like, my bad.
So, who taught you
New Balance.
New Balance?
Yeah. So I went.
You're gonna blame the New Balance company.
Yes, because when they had me put my foot in the little like size comparison.
You mean
thing,
at Shoe Carnival, the little
Yeah,
shoe?
shoe carnival.
No. This was an actual New Balance store. Like I went in, stood on the scale. They measured my feet, measured whether or not I had an arch or not. They did
Sounds like you were molested. There's no such thing as a New Balance store where they touch you and weigh you. Somebody did something to you.
They didn't weigh my feet when I applied for Dr. Scholl's.
Yeah, the good doctor would do that to you.
No, you just stand on a pad and it tells you what you need.
Yeah. I don't know that there's a New Balance store where you get your measurements. I mean, maybe there is. I don't know, but I wouldn't.
We sat there and they're like, "Yeah, you need to wear a size 17." And I was like, "All right, cool, whatever."
Dude, that's
Fuck it.
way off.
Yeah, so I put them on. I've been wearing them my entire life, and I found out that I didn't need them.
You never thought these. You never said, "Hey, these feel a little big. Let me try something more comfortable."
I mean, I've had shoes that are 16. I've had shoes that are 17.
I
16.
get-
The problem
I do
is
know
that,
that in the
the
bigger
problem
sizes,
is the people
there's
were telling him that he needed a whole thumb length between the front of his shoe.
No, I understand. I've always heard like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they
that's-
were telling
Or is
him
it
like
long
this.
ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, no, dude, you're supposed.
I think they were touching you.
Like,
I got
it's not
fucked
this,
by every
it's
fucking
this.
shoe company.
So
like-
you needed a good. They wanted you 2 inches.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, you went into a shoe store and you're like, hey, do you have any 17s?
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, I do actually,
Dimitri-
because you're the only motherfucker that wears them.
Dimitri,
You don't need a 15 or a 14. You need a 17.
Now, is it possible?
Because we need to
Dimitri,
get rid
that
of
you
them.
just misunderstood what a thumb length meant.
Probably.
your entire life.
Oh, they actually showed me what I was supposed to wear, and I was like, all right, cool. Because I fell for marketing. Well,
That's not marketing.
Guarantee those people don't work there anymore.
probably not. But we did. We did wind up after we.
I would wear a 16 if I fucking did this.
So nobody ever stopped you while you had your thumb pressed down in the front of your shoe, checking your size. Nobody said, "Hey," like that doesn't.
All right.
Yeah.
After
Oh,
we,
this is never gonna fit.
Yeah.
after we got the fucking new shoes, we started walking again. He was like, "Look at that, your limp's starting to go away." And I'm like, "Fuck you, the blisters are still there." It fucking hurts. Because like on the night before we were walking,
Dr. Scholl's cooling gel might help.
the night before we were going back to the Airbnb, and my fucking one of them popped in my shoe.
Your blister?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Dude, I bet those
Ow
things
for like
stunk.
a 40-hour fucking or 40
we were
40 minute
literally-
walk.
We were literally like turning a corner to head down a street to go underneath the bridge, and all of a sudden, all I felt was a pop. I was like,
You felt it.
Ow, guys. Okay, listen, Mira. Hello, come
What
back.
a buzzkill for the trip.
It
You got
fu-
blister
like,
boy
Me and
over
Charlie
here.
just walking around fucking
were like,
having
"Man,
a
it's
good
a
time. And
beautiful day."
Dimitri's
I'm
like,
like-
God damn it, motherfucker.
Every
This
step is
shit
agony.
hurts.
He
Like,
never would stop. The
no,
entire
I would never fucking
He'd
stop. I
walk
just
next
kept
to me and
going.
he's like, "Where we going, Pippin?" And I just started doing it next to me. I'm like, "Fuck you, this isn't fun." And
Should
then
have stayed home, called the day.
fucking, we sat there and I got the bike. I was like, "This walking shit for the birds. I'm gonna just ride a bike for a little bit," because it was like 10 cents a mile. I was like, "Let's do it. Why not?"
Is that in the budget?
I mean, it was what the fucking bike said. I was like, "That's fair enough."
10 cents a mile. That can add up.
Yeah, but we only rode around for like an hour or so we didn't go that far. We get,
All right.
they start walking. We come up to 2 scooters, and we fucking get there, and they're like, "Fuck that shit. We want to hop on some scooters while you had the bike." We cruised for like an hour and a half. This motherfucker tries to kill me. I try to kill him.
kept
Nice.
kicking him.
He kept like
Nice.
scooting him next to me. He was like, "Yeah,
I'd
yeah."
shove stuff in the spokes like Indiana Jones. That's probably what I'd do.
If I had a stick on me, I would have
Yeah.
a nice log.
We
Buy a
get-
walking cane from a voodoo man.
Yeah.
We get back to like the car, and you can just drop the bike off. All you gotta do is set it up, lock it. I was like, "All right, cool." Took a picture. Didn't think nothing about it. The bike was never locked. It was gonna continue
all the way.
charging.
We drive all the way back to the fucking Airbnb,
which
and
is
he's
5
like,
minutes away. I was like,
"We have to go back."
We have to go back. I have to lock the bike." And they're like, "You didn't lock it?" I was like, "No, I don't know what the fuck's happening." So we got all the way back
Why
there.
didn't you lock the bike?
Well, what I thought, but it meant
"He's
by
an
lock.
idiot."
Okay, what I thought it meant by
Leave it on the sidewalk?
lock the bike is you're supposed to put it on the kickstand, lift it up, and take a picture to know it's safe. Like most like scooters and shit like that. Well, no, these bikes, there's a little tiny like half of a sphere at the bottom of it, and you have to take it and coil it all the way around so it locks the brakes completely. That was the dumbest shit.
Like a rotary dial phone? What the
Yes,
hell is this?
it was
What kind
fucking
of bullshit technology is that?
It was fucking insane. Like, this is gonna solve something from being stolen. Like, okay, cool. So had to go back, completely lock it, take a picture, and they're like, "Okay, your bike is secured. Have a good day." I'm like, this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. I should have just rode a fucking scooter.
Should have bought shoes that were the right
Should have
size.
bought shoes the right size before we fucking left.
Should have learned 10 years ago.
4 years ago. That would have
Yeah.
been great to know.
Well, I knew everything was fucked
Oh, yeah,
up.
you're not as old as us. God damn it.
I knew everything was fucked up whenever we went to, because I made him buy a suit because I knew we were going to two nicer restaurants.
Yeah.
And they're like, you wear a size 15.
You wear a
now
size
who-
15. And he's like, no. And then he tried them on and they fit. And I was like, bro,
But I've always been
you've been wearing the wrong
So you
fucking
knew
shoes
then.
for so
I've
long.
always been-
Exactly.
I've
But you didn't believe it.
I've always been so used to feeling that gap between all my shoes.
Was sliding?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when it
the
was
only
like-
thing keeping
Every
you
time
from
you
moving
walk,
forward
your
is your
fucking
laces.
the front of your shoes does this.
it was like, boop.
Dude, I bet you had those little Mexican cartel
Yeah.
curls on
Yeah.
all your shoes.
All of them.
It was fucking so stupid because like after we got the shoes, everything was fine, and then we sat there, had a good time in New Orleans, and when we got to Nashville, that's when the fun started because I remember we were riding these lifts outside, and we were talking about it in the hotel room because we're sitting there. First of all, this jackass doesn't understand personal space because I'm laying in my bed at 2:00 in the morning. And this asshole comes brushing his teeth on my bed in his boxers and just sits down at the feet of my bed. He's just like,
Well, you're kind of in his world, you know.
he's like, hi, how you doing? I'm like, what do you want from me? And he's like, I'm going to go spit this out right now. Good night.
That's the thing too, is like the other thing that I kept trying to tell him, I was like, dude, like you don't understand how much we eat. Like you don't understand how much we eat when you
Going
go
to
on
the food
vacation.
capitals of the
Oh,
world.
let me
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
like we
just
eat
let me fucking-
constantly.
Dude, think
Let
about
me show you this,
the.
Russell. No, I got to show you this. You guys keep talking. I got to pull this fucking up.
We
real quick.
literally-
Think about just the drive, like any road trip. Like I've already spent $30 in snacks just
Yeah.
out the gate.
Yep.
This was on day 4 of the trip, I believe.
Now this is one of your first vacations, correct?
Yeah.
Or true
This
is his
vacation.
first one.
Very first vacation I've ever taken.
What did you think of that?
If I could do it again, I would do everything the right way. Buy new shoes that fit correctly.
Sure, everything you did originally, you would not.
I mean, it was a great fucking time, and I keep telling everyone who asked me, I was like, I would do it again in a fucking heartbeat. That was fucking amazing.
Imagine if your feet weren't falling off.
Imagine if I wore all black. That would have been even better. Like it was great.
Dude, no. Next time you need a nice white linen suit.
So
like
we
a
get-
Miami pimp.
We get to the Airbnb, and it's like 4 o'clock at night. We just got back from a lunch and some walking, and while we're eating lunch, we go to a nice sandwich shop. Taylor gets a sandwich. I get a sandwich. Charlie gets a sandwich. Taylor finds the food so fucking good. His fat ass goes
Dude,
and gets
straight
another one.
fire,
He goes
bro.
gets
What
another
was it?
one.
Straight
With the
fire.
Muffalado sandwiches.
No.
It was
It was like a
this
po'
place
boy.
called Awesome.
boy.
It was called Awesome Sandwiches.
Oh,
It's
what
in
do
the
they have?
name.
What do they have there?
It was a cool name. I was like, I'm craving a fucking sandwich. I didn't even want a po' boy. I just wanted a fucking sandwich. So like we found this place, had really good reviews. It showed that it was inside of a bar, but I guess they moved and then they got their own location. So we went down there.
Yeah, we went to the bar. They're like, yeah, the
And-
sandwich shop is down the street to the left. And we're
Yeah,
like,
it's
"Oh,
by
okay, fuck
the
it."
by the Museum of Death. If anyone ever goes to New Orleans, you got to go eat there because like they had this fucking. I got the first sandwich I got.
Did you say Museum of Death?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a really cool
it's
place.
right
you
next
should
to
go
Is that
it.
the voodoo place?
No, that's
Oh.
like
I'm into the voodoo. That's why I go down there.
no. It's where it literally like when you go in there, you have to give them your phone, because you're not allowed to have your phone back there because they actually have the real, like letters and shit like that from all like the major serial killers.
Oh damn!
Like Charles Manson, the Oklahoma City bomber, like all that shit. It's the
Nice.
original ones.
That's
So
not
like you
the
can't
place.
take pictures, you can't fucking do anything in there.
Not the place that has all the haunted shit, is it?
No.
Okay.
So after we get done eating sandwiches, he gets fucking 2 of them, and I'm like,
Yeah, naturally.
I only eat one because I'm like, I'm already
You're watching
fucking
your figure,
full. I've already sweated out everything.
We ate like 2 hours before this.
Yeah, they just
Yeah,
kept.
You gotta
eating.
keep eating.
So we go home, pass the fuck out. We all take a good ass nap. I'm talking a good ass nap. I wake up to him applying full body weight on top of me, and he's like,
Nice.
Nice.
"Wakey, wakey." I'm like, "What do you want?"
Yo, are you
from-"
bullying him the whole time?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
this
was
is
like,
great.
I was like, "What do you want from me?" He's like, "We're getting a crawfish boil." I'm like, "Go away!" So we fucking go.
It's
to-
like 2 hours after I crushed 2 sandwiches, like full-bodied fucking sandwiches.
We get to, so we go on down and we go get the crawfish boil, and it's fucking amazing. But first of all, I don't think I've ever met a server who's had me add more add-ons in my entire.
Oh, this dude,
Wait,
fucking hosed Dimitri.
Dude, I know. That's
He
just gonna say.
fucking hosed him.
Did you get fucking sold by the?
So-
Absolutely.
And it was a waiter. It wasn't even a pretty lady.
Absolutely.
No,
No,
it
it
was
was,
a- it was
an
a dude.
awesome black dude.
No, he was not black. He was
He's like
Indian.
an Indian or something.
was
He
not
might have. He's
awesome.
Indian.
He
He was
fucking-
fucking awesome
He
because
shows up-
he juiced Dimitri.
He shows up. And
He
he's-
juiced him.
he's
Peer
talking-
pressure, huh?
He's talking to Taylor and Charlie's like, "What do you guys want?" So
I
they-
already knew what the fuck I wanted.
They
'cause I've
get
been
this
there.
like king boil and shit like that. It comes with all this stuff. It's like $36. I see like one thing and I'm like, well, we just ate 2 hours earlier and then we ate 2 hours before that and then we ate
already
an
know
hour
this.
before that. So I'm like, I'm gonna get something small. I'm like, all right, man, let me just get a crawfish. Let me just get some crawfish. He's like, ooh, we actually don't have that. I'm like, but it comes in theirs and you didn't say.
They
All
brought
right.
up the last.
I
Dude,
was
you,
like-
you didn't stop there and be like, all right, well, I'll just have some of theirs, or
No, I
Fuck
knew
no,
they were
we
gonna
crushed
fucking
that
destroy
shit.
it. So I was like, all right, let me get this small crab, like a small blue crab or whatever it was.
soft shell crab.
Yeah, soft shell crab. And I was like, I'll get that. And he's like, all right, man, do you want andouille sauce? Do you want some sides with it? He gets 2 sides. I'm like, yeah, let me get these 2 sides. He's like, you know, our mussels are pretty good too. And they were like, you should get them, so we should try them. And I was like, all right, fuck it, let's get them. He's like, now, do you want corn? I'm like, why not? Do it. Fucking add it up. He's like,
And he's like, "Do you want potatoes?" And he's like, "Yeah, definitely potatoes."
Now,
my
Hey,
shit
this
wanted up
motherfucker
$4
had
less
a-
than their did, and it was 18 to start off with, and
I
theirs
was
was
gonna say.
36.
Yeah,
It sounds
like
like-
we got one with crawfish, shrimp, soft shell crab, potatoes, fucking corn, everything was $36. And we both got drinks and our total was like $4 more than his was.
Well, like the funny thing is,
He
he's like,
juiced 'em.
He's like, do you want an entree of mussels too? And I was like, yeah, actually, I do. I want to try them.
you knew those things costed money, right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
And so
That also sounds good.
they brought it out, and like I didn't have any mussels on my thing, so I walked up. I was like, "Hey man, do you have any mussels?" Oh, they're almost done. Don't worry, you'll get them. Brings out a whole entire fucking serving platter of mussels. He's like, "There you go." Taylor's like, "Let me get some of these. How do these taste?" And so far, I'm like, "I haven't even grabbed one yet." You
They
two,
were fire.
they were so
Dude, they were
fucking
fire.
Good. So after we get that, they get to the car and they're like, "Man."
Want some ice cream?
they're like, let me tell you what sounds good right now. Who wants pastries and gelato? I'm like, I can't fucking move. I'm laying in the back seat like this,
Dude,
and
feet
this is
bleeding.
all. I'm complaining the entire time because I'm like, I can't eat no more. We haven't walked.
Can't eat no more. I can't eat no more balls.
Demetrius the fattest guy we know. This motherfucker can't hang with me and try to grow. You fat fuck. You don't stop eating. Lord, what's up, buddy, Lord?
It really, you really brought out the worst of you, didn't it? You're a real monster. You're snapping. You're losing control of yourself. God damn it. I imagine this is how he sounded the entire
Oh, the whole
goddamn
time.
trip.
The whole time. The whole time. My fucking feet hurt. Why the fuck are you guys going to eat again?
I'm
This
not
is
hungry.
bullshit. I was like, bro, you need to stop fucking bitching.
We literally got
Like
to the
this
ice
is
cream.
what
Hey, quit
this
your-
is what this
we
is
literally
about.
got to the gelato
quit
place.
your bitching.
We literally got to the gelato place, and they're like, let me get a large. Let me also get a large. I'm like, y'all got any small? They're like, we have regular, sir. And I'm like, what's the regular? It's literally, the large is this big, the regular is that big. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that, please. And like, I load up, get like 3 flavors. They get like 4 and a macaroon in each one. And they're just like, this is delicious. I'm like, I can only eat this. I still had it in the car ride home, and they already finished
Oh, we
it.
crushed ours.
Well, you got to. You don't want to take
Yeah.
that home
No,
with you.
fuck no.
Dude, it was
That
so.
boy, he could not hang.
I don't think you appreciate. I mean, maybe it's just your first vacation, but you're not going to get a chance to eat that shit again. So you got to eat as much as you can.
I couldn't.
Because someday you're
contain-
going to crave that.
I couldn't have it anymore, dude. After like the first night, you know, we had like. First of all, I don't know how to eat at a fine dining restaurant.
No.
We're gonna point this
Oh,
out
that's,
real
let's
fast.
get over that too.
Yeah, I was going to say.
go
Before we
over
do
that,
that,
too.
all right, let's do this. I'm going to say just real quick, what's your typical daily diet? And then we'll go from that into
Mine?
Yeah. I
I
want to
don't
know.
fucking have a typical daily diet.
I know it's not typical. I want to know what it is.
I mean, I normally
What do
don't
you,
wake
when
up.
you wake up in
Like
the
let's
morning?
let's
what do
be
you,
honest here.
Okay,
You
well, I
don't
normally
need
don't
to
wake
lie.
so
up
we're
in
gonna
the
do
morning.
this. We're gonna go over this, and then this is gonna set the stage for how you are in a nice fine
Okay,
dining
so-
establishment.
I don't normally,
Actually, no. Let's go to this because it might not be the same now. What was your daily diet before we went to New Orleans?
Okay, yes.
Okay, because it's changed dramatically by
I'd
now.
hope so.
I'd
I
wake
fucking
up.
hope so.
I'd wake up. I'd go to like the gas station and get something to drink, probably a fountain drink or like a
You
Gatorade.
against groceries?
What?
You don't like keep anything in the house? I
I
don't
live
like
right-
going,
I live behind a grocery store. I don't go grocery shopping. I just go in and get ingredients and come home.
but you went to the gas. You usually go to the gas station for.
I mean,
breakfast?
on the way into work, I go and get like
Oh, I
something
know
to
what you
drink, and then I'd get like a donut or like a muffin.
Okay, I
breakfast.
guess I'm guilty of the same.
So I go and get donut breakfast, and
work
then
out of town
we
now.
would go. I'd go to work, and then we would leave, go eat lunch at where I work now at the Gastropub, and I'd normally get like either like a fried chicken sandwich or a burger. That'd be like it with fries and ranch. That's literally what I would eat every single day.
Yeah, you seem like a creature of habit.
I mean, he'd get the same shit every single day too.
Both of you
He was
seem
like,
like
"I'm not gonna get a double burger today. I'm gonna get something other." We get to the fucking restaurant. He's like, "Let me get a double burger."
The burgers are so fire there. They're so fire,
He's like,
bro.
"Let me get a double burger real quick." But I'd get that. I'd go. We'd get back to work. I probably would eat at work because I just wouldn't eat there because we're surrounded by it all day long. So I didn't
Yeah.
really eat nothing there. And then I'd either on my way home, I'd either order Domino's or I'd stop at Taco Bell or McDonald's or Hardee's just on the way home every single fucking night almost. And, it
And
was-
then
and
Yeah, this is where the honesty
let's
comes
go into
in.
the later part of the night.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like on the way home, 'cause
fourth
it'd be
meal?
like
No, when
11.
we get no, Russell, we get off by 10:30.
Oh, there would be some nights.
So
where,
he would eat, whenever he goes home, and then
there'd be some nights at like 2:00 in the morning that I hear that Taco Bell and I'm like, gong, I need to go get something real quick.
I'd never hear.
so he'd eat Taco Bell at 2:00 in the fucking morning, and that was pretty often.
That's when it was open still at 2:00 in the morning.
You know those
Like that was his diet before.
this is
before
your
we left.
this is your lungs like when you smoke. This has got to be like what your stomach looks like after 2 a.m.
Well,
Taco
yeah.
Bell.
So that was it before we got to New Orleans. After New Orleans, it has dramatically changed.
I'd fucking hope so.
And so we get
What's
to
the main change? Like you cut out the 3 a.m. Taco Bell.
I
Probably
cut
not.
out a lot of Taco Bell. Actually, I haven't had Taco Bell in like 2 months.
Taco Bell makes me sick. I can't. I mean, I like it, but
I love it.
Fucking makes.
I
me
could
sick.
eat like some like little bits of it, but like
I've
there's
eaten
no-
Taco Bell so much in my life that it doesn't make me sick
Oh
anymore.
yeah, you're immune. It's like
Yeah.
it's like the water in
But
Mexico.
McDonald's, I don't eat
Oh.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
And when I do eat McDonald's, I have to be like literally fucking craving it.
Oh, dude, if I get
And if
McDonald's,
I eat
it's literally,
McDonald's-
I make chicken.
I fucking shit my pants.
I
Like-
really like McDonald's, but it has to be really fresh.
Yeah.
When it's really fresh, it's fucking amazing.
Like,
But
I
if
either
you
get-
get one, I'll buy it and I'll be craving it, and I'll just throw it away. I'll be like, fuck this, I'm not eating it. If it's
Yeah.
like dried up, the
Burger fucking
the
patties
ketchup's
and-
already soaked up into the bun, and it's cold buds and all.
Yeah, so we get to the restaurant. First of all, we get all dressed up and
Oh,
everything
this
else.
yeah. So we're
Yes,
now
that-
heading.
So
into
now
the-
we're in New Orleans, right?
Yeah, we're going to the Commander's Palace, and
Which is a very,
Very
it's
fine
like
dining
the
restaurant.
the most fine dining restaurant you can find in New Orleans. Like it is known all around the fucking
Mm-hmm.
United States and probably in the world,
so
because that's what started, like, what the New Orleans style cooking can be. so
it's
it
ca-
is-
it
it is-
Cajun,
No,
fine
it's like
dining,
I mean
or
it
the
has
French
like
kind of.
it's French.
Surely it's
It has like some
Yeah.
Cajun, accents to it. Like it just has like that New Orleans like Southern style.
hospitality
like,
and everything, dude. It's
that
fucking
it has,
so
dude.
cool.
It's like the high end of what you would expect going to New Orleans, basically.
we got
very
all-
very good stuff.
we got all dressed up, and that's the first time I ever heard a
How'd
compliment.
you look?
Oh,
You
we-
look nice.
we
He
got
was
a,
fly, dude.
we got a compliment for. I got a compliment for the first
You're
time in
not
my
used to
life
that,
from
Fucking
him.
fly, dude.
Like we get there, and he's like, "Holy shit, you look normal." I'm like, "Fuck you, I feel good." Like, because like I mean, when it comes to dressing up, I like to like actually, if I'm gonna dress up,
You put on a game day Cardinals jersey versus the practice jersey here. Is that your idea of dressing up?
I fucking did. I loved it. It was the coolest thing ever because like I've always wanted.
Have you never dressed up like before?
I
Or,
have,
like,
but I've never had the dress shoes. I've never had the belt to match.
you never had the whole.
I've never had
picture
the whole
at once.
like the whole thing at one time. Like it was either like a suit from Kohl's
You
that
were
never
wearing-
fit.
with some New Balance that were wide thumbs.
Yeah,
too big.
dude, it was fucking embarrassing. You should see my homecoming pictures.
I'd love to see those.
Oh man, I'd show you them if I still had them, but
Burned them in a fire.
we fucking.
So you get there. You're feeling good about yourself.
No, I'm nervous as fuck because I don't know.
I
What
thought
this-
you were feeling confident.
I was
You got a
feeling good, like
confidence.
looking good, like I still felt good about myself.
But you were nervous about your table manners.
Yes, because I've never eaten in a fine dining restaurant. Like I could.
Did you YouTube anything? Did you
No.
bother doing any research
Well, like,
before this?
I've seen the videos and like I've seen people eating at fine dining restaurants where they're like,
What, Mrs. Doubtfire? Like what? like what's your?
I couldn't tell you right now off the top of my head, but I do know when I got there, I was asking all kind of questions at the table because I was like, the last thing I want to do is be this jackass, and I turned it out still being a jackass because I'm like, hey guys, because we sat there, they bring out our waters, we sat down, I fucking unbuttoned my jacket because that way it's not sitting up and all looking all tight and shit. I was
Sure,
like,
that's a good move. You knew that.
I was like, okay, so
Unbutton before you sit down. That
yeah.
way, and, yeah.
like I still know how to like. Yeah, I was feeling.
Dude, you're like another human being.
I know, right?
Dude, you kind of look like a mobster of some kind.
It was. That's like one of my favorite pictures of that entire.
Sure,
thing.
I would be. Yeah, I'd be happy to have.
It
that
was
as
so
my
fucking
picture.
cool, man. I enjoyed dressing up so much. Like once I did that, I was like, dude, this is why I
So
like.
now you got to look
We
for
were looking like a
excuses.
bunch of bad bioches.
Oh, look at that.
We were looking so
at that.
fucking fly. And first of all, every single time Charlie was like, take our picture, take our picture, take our picture, take our picture. Everywhere we went.
Well, of course, your third wheel. What'd you
I
expect?
was like, all right, what do you want it? Come on now, smile at me. Come on. Like I was doing like
Mm.
13 different angles for them. I was like, you pick which one you like. And so we get to the commander's palace. We sit down, and I'm like asking questions at the table because the last thing I want to do is fucking grab something stupid. Still wound up doing it later in the story, but I was like, hey, when we eat, how do we like which fork is for what thing? Because I don't want to sit there and grab something that's like everyone's gonna be like,
Now, Taylor, was this annoying to you or funny to you? Because I feel like I would have been a little annoyed at the constant nagging of advice.
It's like
But you probably knew it was going to happen.
I knew it was gonna happen. Like I knew that for a fact. Like
You're gonna more
Yeah.
it's one of those things too where it's
Taylor,
like
have
I
another
don't need
twisted
one.
tea. All right, you're having that one.
thank you.
I had to go through the same process with Charlie. Like the first time we ate at like a fine dining restaurant, like she just didn't know how to act. Like she didn't know how to be respectful, things like that. So
Well, that's
no, I'm serious.
Well, I mean,
but
you gotta
it's-
understand
it's-
we're not in
it's a
this kind of
different-
situation
It's a
every single
different
fucking day of our
fucking
lives.
world. It's a different world.
He's worked at those kind of
Like
places, so he
I've worked in
understands
those
how-
restaurants. I know
So,
how the manner is. I know how all that stuff is. I know how like I'm a chef. I know how you're supposed to eat the fucking
like
food.
he's
Right.
He
You
had
know.
to. He had to learn. So why not give the advice
yeah.
to people?
So were you nervous about Rand Dimitri?
Yeah,
I was, and I told
And
him
I-
that. I said, "Dude, I don't think I think you're gonna be a fucking dumbass."
And
he showed that. The first, like,
God,
he
okay,
showed
so-
that.
But he did give me credit for asking the questions when I got there because I was
Yeah.
like, look, man, look, I'm not trying to make anyone here look bad. So how
It's
do
all,
I go in about
dude,
this ways?
it's all one of those things, man, where it's like, they at Commander's Palace, like that's top notch service.
They were so
Like,
fucking
I'm
good.
sure, yeah.
It
like
blew
they,
my mind.
They don't have your towels at your fucking table. They come by and they drop them off to you, and then you place them in your own lap.
Which I didn't know how to do.
Yeah, I told I
did.
had to tell Dimitri.
I
was
did,
like,
I
did.
"Look,"
Okay.
I said, if there's a napkin on your table, you need to fold it like this and then put it on your lap. But they had them folded already, so like he just literally had to put it in his lap.
All right, so we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Napkins in
So,
the lap.
Like I was
We were
paying
good.
attention to what he was talking because I was like, look, man, I'm nervous as fuck right now. I was like, can I drink my water?
Like,
He's like,
Dude, I'd be pissed.
I was literally
He was
like, when you go in, you sit down, you unbutton your top button, and then
Well,
you place the
I didn't know
fucking-
that before we got there,
yeah,
though. I
like you
will-
place your
Yeah.
fucking towel in your lap. Don't sit with your arms on the table like this.
I knew that was
it's
disrespectful, so
like,
that's why I was like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
kept
yeah.
my hands down.
be
here.
a
Do
normal
not
fucking
disrespect.
be a normal human being.
yeah.
So it's like we get through that,
that
everything's
normal now?
good, and then like everything went bad very quick as
It
soon
sounded
as he
like
got
it
his
was-
appetizer.
So the first time he has a chance to eat anything,
yeah,
the cart
as
is
soon
off
as,
the rails.
as soon as he got his
I've
appetizer.
never been at a restaurant where I sit down and like take my time to sit there and eat every single bite like super slow and enjoy everything. It's always
That is tough. Eating slow.
You're paying
is tough.
$100 at least
that's
for
what
your
he had to
meal.
keep reminding me of. So I was like,
Don't
dude,
care.
I don't
That
know
is
how to
tough for me.
fucking do that because like I'm over here. I'm like, all right, fuck it. I want to eat this.
It's like
appetizer.
walking slow. Well, it's like
Yeah.
behind walking
Like
someone
I want
slow.
to eat this real quick and I want to like, yeah, cool. Like I know it's supposed to be an experience and whatnot, but it's like I don't know how to sit there and like just eat slow. And so I get this beautiful fucking pork belly and it comes to the table and like he's taking pictures of it. They're all taking pictures of it. I'm like, bet. I got told to use my outside utensils first and work my way in. I was like, knife, fork, knife. I grabbed a butter knife because it was the only thing I saw at the time. I tried to cut this pork belly with a butter knife. He's like, use your fucking knife. I'm like, I am
using my knife.
Turns out when they put the damn food down, they slid a steak knife underneath my arm so I couldn't see it.
He didn't even know it was there.
Snake, it would have bit you.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
didn't even know it was there.
And he was like, use your knife. I'm like, I am. And he's like, your other knife. I'm like, what other? Where did this come from?
Dude, and if that's the like the measure of success for this evening, I imagine that it's just a shit show.
Well, after
If we're down to utensils and like you not fucking up utensil use that's right in front of you.
Well, the reason why I told him to use his knife is because, like he said, he's trying to use his butter knife.
Right.
Okay.
And I didn't see
So
the
they
steak
bring
knife there.
the pork belly is probably like this big.
That big. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
something
probably
like that.
this big. So he couldn't figure out how to cut it with his butter knife.
Sure.
So
didn't know
he
the knife was there.
Stabs it with the fucking fork
no.
and just tried to go in
The full thing?
the full fucking thing.
Dimitri.
No.
He just tried to go in.
I
and
tried to
fucking-
cut it. He was like,
and I was
"Dude."
like, put that shit down and use your fucking knife.
Oh my god.
Dude,
like,
the
I-
amount
like-
of embarrassment that came over me, I was like, what knife are you talking about? Where did this come from?
Like, were you getting flustered? Like,
No, I wasn't getting flustered. I was more or less like, dude, I feel like I'm just like ruining the mood for everyone else.
no, you are, but
I know. Right?
100%.
Dude,
Like, yeah, like just being a
Tasmanian
fucking
devil, that
savage.
thing.
I'm like, dude, like I don't care if you eat your food fast, just do it correctly. You know
So-
what I mean? Like, dude, you don't need to take this whole fucking piece of pork belly and shove it down your fucking mouth.
Could you
Like,
imagine?
imagine other people in that restaurant watching you.
So we sat
Like
there.
that dude's a fucking animal.
Dude, there's one thing you couldn't do was take that whole thing.
Yeah, and stick it in your fucking mouth. And
Hmm.
at the same time, it also came with like this salad type of thing,
Dude,
Oh,
right?
this asshole, dude. Let me tell you something.
So he
was
eats
like,
the whole piece of pork belly. He eats the whole fucking
In
piece
one
of pork
bite?
belly. No.
Okay.
He cut it up whenever he found
I
out
was
that there
gonna
was a
say
fucking
I would
knife
not
there.
eat it before
No, no.
I stabbed
No.
it and tried to eat the whole thing.
As
Be like,
soon as I saw
I
the
don't
knife,
want
I was
this.
like, all right, cool. So like, I started cutting slow, and I was like, dude, this just doesn't feel right. And like, we sat there and like, it came with like this little side salad with like a little bit of greens, some apples, and like some other vegetables. I was like, all right, cool, fuck it, I'll eat a little bit of this. And Taylor was like, dude, he treated me like a fucking kid. He's like, eat your greens. Make sure you.
I
eat
did.
all
I
your-"
fucking told him I was
Well,
like,
at
eat
this
your
point,
fucking.
you feel like
eat
you got to
the
walk them
salad.
through the process, right?
So
Yeah, I was like, bro, you
after-
can't just. I was like, yes, it has a little bit of fucking greens in there, which I know you don't like eating, but at the same time, it's like
Be a
it's
grown
not
up.
gonna kill you, and it actually probably tastes good because it comes with this pork belly. You know, and like
So we
It's
fin-
designed this
yeah,
way.
it
Well,
literally made
to-
this
to
way.
be fair,
so
whenever I did
you
cut
eat the
it-
whole fucking piece of pork belly, and then you sit there and you're like, yeah, I'm good, and then you say like,
That's like eating a bunch of lemons
like
and then
what
eating
the
some
fuck?
sugar
like,
and
why
saying
would
it
you do
doesn't
that?
taste like lemonade.
why the fuck would you do that?
We literally so like after like I was putting a little bit on the pork belly at a time. I was like, I want to taste the entire thing together. So it was like a handful left, and he was like, eat it. And I was like, all right, whatever, fine, I can eat this, like no problem. I'm not gonna bitch about it. So after we got done eating that, our entrees came because we got to pick them out before it came to us, which was fucking cool as shit. I've never been able to I've never seen that kind of service to us. I was just blown. I was so blown by the fact that when they ordered wine, they came out and they poured a little bit in their cups. And
He had never seen some shit like this. I was like, bro, this is how like
Taylor-
unexperienced you are.
well,
It's
I've
wild,
never
the-
been in a fine dining restaurant
This
like that.
doesn't even have to be fine dining to do that. Like
Well,
it's just kind of norm
Yeah,
par for
like
the course.
he started. He gave me like a little bit of wine in my glass, and then I, spun it, smelled it, and then I tasted it. And Dimitri was like,
I was literally so shocked. I was like, "That's the fanciest shit I've ever seen."
and I was like, it's good. And then he poured the rest of it in there, and Dimitri was like,
Oh God, I
and
would
he's like,
have.
dude, that was the most cool shit you've ever done. And I was like, that's normal.
I would have. I would
That's
have.
fucking normal. Like, that's what you do. That's why they give you a little fucking splash, not to just go, well,
There's not
oh,
giving
it's
you a
good.
shot of
You know,
wine.
like you're supposed to get the
Keep
full
in mind,
experience,
I-
you know?
22, man. I'm not really used to that kind of stuff at all.
I would have said you were my retarded brother. That's
fine.
what I would have said, and I would have said, just please go easy on him.
well,
Please go easy on him,
after we got through the appetizer, the main course came, the entree,
as one does. Yeah.
and they set it down. And the first thing I did was I looked down. I was like, "Where's the knife? Where's the knife? Where's the knife?" Because I went
Now
to
you're
grab
conscious.
I went to grab my drink, and I saw their little hand slide under my arm like that, and it was like,
I don't
"Damn
know.
knife." I'm like, "All right, we're good. I know what to do."
I don't know
now."
if I like that.
So we sat there.
Like,
and-
dude,
Stab you.
It's so fucking fast.
Like, I literally-
it is like, you literally like like this, and there's a knife there. like,
like the
They're
way
that
What if
fucking
they
good.
miss? Like you're jabbing at people
no,
that quick with
because
a knife?
if you're not like moving where they can put their the knife underneath you, then they're gonna go over the top of you. But they just do it because like they don't really want to like reach over you,
Right.
Like so they just try to
make it
work
swift.
it in,
And like, so we sat there and I was like, all right, cool. I learned my mistake from the first time. We're gonna do it slow. We're gonna enjoy every single bit of this. We're not gonna shove a whole piece of duck in my mouth because they cut like
Smart.
this duck up in like slices and everything else. And like, I was like, all right, cool,
So they cut it up for you.
yeah.
Okay.
And so like I started like I was like, all right, go slow, enjoy it. And like I'm just looking at everyone just like slowly cutting their food and enjoying it. I'm like, this just doesn't feel normal to me just because I'm not in this environment at all. This is my first time in this kind of environment.
Sure.
And so I sit there and I'm like, I'm eating. I'm like, all right, cool, go slow. We got done. I couldn't finish the entire entree just because like there was some like rice and beans at the bottom of it. I was like, man, I'm fooling. Like I'm sorry, I can't finish the entire dish. And they're like, no, you're fine. I was like, all right, cool. So they bring out the desserts. Taylor, when we get the entree, Taylor wanted
souffle.
souffle. He's like, hey man, can I get that souffle? And they're like, absolutely. I was like,
Smooth.
why the fuck you?
You have to
them?
tell them 20 minutes before because it takes 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a
so.
souffle.
Yeah. And I was like, God damn, dude, you are on it. And I was like, that's crazy. So like, his dessert comes out, and of course he's telling them what he does for a living and everything else. And like, all right, cool. So they bring out a free dessert. I'm like, that's awesome. And I get my dessert. He gets his. Charlie gets hers. We're sitting there eating, and dude, they brought out a fucking piece of cheesecake. I shit you not, dude. The thing was taller than this.
Thick
It was
boy.
big.
It was a fucking
It's so
thick
fire.
boy, but it was so good, man. Like it was incredibly delicious. And like I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, I
Like
can't.
it okay, like you've had cheesecake.
I have.
It's good, right?
all right.
This cheesecake was literally like
It was like velvet.
it was like butter. Like that same consistency of just like eating butter. Like it was like that.
Warm
That
bread.
was
Like
one
dude, it was so
butter.
it was so fucking good.
So I sit there, I'm like, dude, I can't eat anymore. Like I'm full. Like I appreciate. Like I'm full. And Taylor's like, nah, I got this. Move. I'm like, he literally just like takes the fucking cheesecake and he's like, man, that shit's good. Like I'm like,
That's my favorite dessert.
I'm like, let me get this straight.
Cheesecake?
Let me
Yeah,
get this
I don't
straight.
like anything
You like
on my
any,
cheesecake. I
dressings,
don't like anything.
Fixins?
No,
Just straight
nothing.
cheesecake.
Straight cheesecake.
I was like, bro.
And
let
I
me
was
get-
already like kind of angry because I was like, this cheesecake's so fucking good, and they put caramel on it.
Oh, they
I was
soiled
pissed
it.
off about it.
was soiled.
But at the same time, the cheesecake was so fucking good. I was like, I don't care.
And
But
you know, we get it. Everything comes together. You know, we get up. We go leave. Button the suit back up. get
What'd you
out.
tip her? Him? Her? A lot?
It was automatic, I think.
Oh, of course it was.
I just followed the instructions on the tablet. It was like auto gratuity, and I was like, cool. So I signed it, and then I left like $20 in cash, I think. So like a 40%, 40%
Good.
tip.
Good.
I was like, man, that experience was so fucking cool because like there was no such thing as one server at our table. There was like
Like a team.
It was
huh?
like a
Yeah.
team service, dude. It was so cool because they were all coming by like how's
Like a
everything?
choreographed dance.
It was so cool.
because you have like in that type of restaurant, like you have your serving staff, you have your front of house managers, you have your wine managers, you have your maitre d's, you have all these people, right? I mean, that's the highest level of service you can get. So like you got one dude bringing you wine, and then you got your server asking you questions, and then you got another person, which is typically like a front of house manager or whatever, you know, and like the owner of the restaurant came by and she's like, how is everything, guys? You know,
It's
blah, blah,
important.
blah.
Makes you
That
feel
was crazy.
important.
You know, like, I mean, she's owned that place for a long fucking time. And she's like, how's everything, guys? And like, we talked to her and blah, blah. And then like, you know, just, it's a whole different level.
Dude, it was
Yeah,
so
yeah,
fucking
you know.
cool. And like after we got out of there, I was like, man, that experience is gonna be with me forever. Like
It was with you for
I-
a couple days?
I
You
took
didn't
it.
bring that
And then he
home?
went back home and fucking
Fucked
went
it
to
up.
shit.
Made a shit to go order and lost
Yeah.
his job. Right? Just kidding.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. I was there. I know what happened.
But no, we got out of it. Like we got back to the Airbnb, and I was like, dude, that's fucking so cool. Just sit there and do that. And whenever we got to Nashville, I was so looking forward to going to what's it called? You know it,
Continental.
yeah. And
Because that's very, very upscale too.
so on our way to Nashville, Charlie and Taylor were like, man, we want to go to Audrey and eat, which is Sean Brock's other restaurant. And he's like, dude, you know, they only have the two.
Audrey, is that named after Hank Williams?
no, that's his grandma.
They're like, man, look,
okay.
they're like, look, we want to.
Miss Audrey's Hank Williams.
They're like, look, we want to go, but we can only do a 2 or 4 top. There's no such thing as a 3-top. I was like, man, yep, they don't want me third wheeling. I was like, all right, cool.
That's
cool.
right, yeah.
I was like, well, you guys have a nice date then. Like, go out. Like,
I'm gonna stay home and rest.
Because we
my
were still gonna
tootsies.
go. We were still gonna go to the Continental.
Yeah, they were still gonna go. They were just gonna go the night
You know,
before
we're
we went
like
to the
all three of
Continental.
us already had the reservation to the Continental.
So
But
they
I was
were.
like, I
they
want
were
to go
just
to
gonna
fucking Audrey.
They were just gonna go to Audrey by themselves. And like, are you gonna be upset about it? I was like, dude, no, go have a nice date night. Like, you guys have dealt with me this entire fucking time.
Oh well, yeah.
We've been with this. We've been like, go have a good fucking time. I'll go out. I'll stay in the hotel. I'll find something to do. Trust me.
Soak your bunions. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I don't care. Like, that's fine. And so, that's when the snow hit Nashville. That's when like that whole entire snow hit Nashville on the ice.
Big general winter.
Yep, the big old 2 inches of snow they got fucking shut down all the city.
Of course it did. So southern towns.
Fucking all the city.
Did you
And
guys go to the Parthenon? That place is badass.
I've been there.
Place is badass.
we got to Nashville after the accident happened, of course. We got to the hotel, and the next day, that's when Audrey and the Continental combined, because Audrey had to close due to the weather situation. And so they're like, dude, we got to eat up both places at the same fucking time, and plus you can come because it's our Continental reservations. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck it, let's go have a good time.
Yeah, Audrey closed because it's in like a. Where it is like a very weird, like it's a nice area.
Is it the west? Is it that neighborhood kind of area?
Yeah, like there's really nothing else there besides houses.
It's a bunch of bars and
Yeah, like that's it. Like
what
there's
is
literally
that? I
nothing.
think I stayed right there when I was
There's
in Nashville
nothing
last
else
time.
over there. But like Audrey is in the middle of that.
Well, so whenever it canceled, they put them both together.
Yeah.
I was
So
like,
they put
that's
both of his fine dining restaurants together. So
All
they
the
did like
fucking
half and
chefs
half.
came together. Like, it was so cool to like hear about to happen, and I'm like, dude, we're gonna have an experience of our fucking lifetime. Like, that's what I was thinking the entire time we got there. And so we get to Nashville, we walk around for the first day, because it's fucking ice everywhere. Like, they literally just had a sheet of ice for roads, sidewalks. We almost slipped and fell and busted our asses like 7 times walking down the hill.
Because you know those hills in Nashville, bro.
Oh yeah,
Walking down those cocksuckers on ice, fuck that. That was a mess.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Our
you're
first
right.
day there, like our first night there, I should say, when we went to like a local bar and it was cool, and then went down Broadway a little bit, and then just went back to the hotel because after that fucking experience of getting hit on the highway and doing a complete 360, you're kind of like, let's rest for a little bit before we go and take over. And I just remember, getting ready the day of, we walk down Broadway, and it's fucking cold for some reason. Like, it's just cold, and the sun's out. I'm so used to being here in the Midwest where like the sun's out, you're like, all right, it's fucking 30 degrees, but the sun's out, so it doesn't feel that fucking bad.
Right.
It was fucking just cold there. So we stop in like this little like gift shop bullshit area, and we get gloves, hats. Charlie gets Nashville Predator socks, which is their hockey team, and me and him have 2 completely different fucking hockey teams, but we don't like the Nashville Predators at all. And we both looked at her, we're like, we will burn those fucking socks if you wear them in public. We go outside, she throws them on, and we're like, we don't know her. You can take her. It was a good time. And then, we're getting ready to go to the Continental. So I picked out another shirt, same suit, had no problems with it at all. And they get all dressed up in different outfits. I only brought the one because I was like, dude, I bought 2 different shirts. Like, it'll look different, but it'll still
you're thinking.
feel the same. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we get to the Continental.
You don't know the Sean Brock story, do you? Okay.
Is that an off the mic thing?
No, it's on the mic.
Oh, it's definitely on the mic.
All right.
So we get to the day before we go to the Continental, we stop at Sean Brock's restaurant, Joyland, and
It's like a
burger
fun restaurant.
It's
like burgers and chicken.
so fucking
basically.
good. Like, we get there, he's not there the first day. We're like, oh, you just missed him. By
Oh, I do know this one. Oh, well, I think unless
you-
there's
you-
more to that, you
you
just
just
That's
missed him
probably
by.
whenever I met him the
Oh,
first time.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
this is when I went the first time. Like, you just missed him. He was here like 20 minutes ago, and we're like, fuck it, all right, whatever. My first time eating there, I'm like, I want to have a good time. So they order like 4 burgers or some shit like that.
Half the menu.
They ordered like half the menu. I
Got
ordered
to.
2 things. I was like, I just want to try these 2 things, some curly fries, and see how it is, so I can like see what the rest of the menu
right.
looks
Get
like.
your bearings.
Right.
Sure.
So I eat it. I'm like, man, this is fucking good. I cannot wait to meet this dude and tell him how good this place is. So we get
I already
ready
don't like
for,
where this is headed.
we get ready for the Continental. We get in there. They're like, maybe take your jacket and everything else. I'm like, I'm gonna wear mine in because I just had on the blazer, and I'm like, I'm just gonna wear mine in. You know, I'll take it off at the table, set it on the back of my chair.
Yeah, no sense in tipping someone else at this restaurant, right? Right,
Fucking-
Dimitri?
Yeah, right. Fucking, we get down, we sit down. They're like, what can we get you to drink? You know, I learned about wine glasses that day too. That was kind of cool because like red wines go in like wider glasses.
I still find it fascinating you didn't bother doing any research. Like something like
tried.
this, I would be so nervous about, and I'd be
I
like,
tried.
I want to
Well,
learn
the reason-
everything I possibly can before I get into this.
The reason I wasn't so worried about the Continental was because like I saw kids in there and I was like, oh dude, this is like.
But again, that wasn't until you got there that you figured that out. I'm saying like weeks ahead of time, like this is a nice place.
So-
if I don't know something, I'm gonna watch a couple of YouTube videos
Well,
on how to
I sat down.
conduct myself.
I sat down. They're like, hey, here's our wine menu, and they brought it on a tablet. And
Yeah,
so
one of these.
they're looking at.
Oh.
They're looking at the wine menu, and the guy asked me, he's like, what can I get you to drink? I'm like, oh, I haven't looked at the menu yet. They still have it. Give me 1 second, I'll look. So I don't like red wines. I like a white wine.
Pussy.
Fuck me, right?
So they're seasonal, I suppose. Well, as far as I know, I just know it's hard to crush red wine at a music festival.
Red
So
wine
that was
is
the first
not.
time I listened or I learned about the seasonal wines from Becca. She was like,
Red wine is not seasonal. It's
we
all the
got
time.
yeah, we oh well I it was hard drinking this white wine because I don't really like it that much, but drinking it when it's hot, very refreshing.
Sauvignon Blanc.
I
I
fucking.
don't know what it was. We bought it and they put it in a water.
Guarantee
They
that's what
put
it
it in
is.
a squirting water bottle for you,
Sauvignon
so,
Blanc.
so you couldn't kill anybody.
So I said that I'm like, I like white wine. So I just looked at the white wines. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll take this one. Like, which one out of these do you recommend? You know, what's your personal opinion? So brings me this white wine, and he's like, how's it taste? I'm like, fine to me. I'm good. Like it's good. Like we're good. And so the menu's already set. You know, they bring out the appetizer. Y'all already talked about it. So fucking good. That presentation was so cool to see. Just like they brought out a fucking wood block with all these things on it. I'm like, so many things. Like this is awesome.
Charcuterie? What?
It's custom built.
Translate. Translate.
It's
this.
custom built for
I got a picture of it.
that restaurant. So
like a appetizer menu board. Like what? Is,
yeah,
That's an empty plate.
no, there's stuff all
That's
around
the
it.
first course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's
That's
stuff
the
all
second
around.
one.
Oh, okay. I see.
That's the third one. It's the
What are
meat
those
hanging.
little.
And then that's that little cheese ball he was talking about. That was fucking amazing.
What do they do with that?
It's like
Yeah,
so
don't-
that is basically like what like have you ever heard of a profiterole? Those
Is
little
that a
like
blood pressure
no,
medication.
it's like those little.
If you ever loved
like,
one suffer from blood pressure,
almost like a croissant ball that has like filling in it. Like normally they have like this like whipped cream type of filling in it. Like it's a dessert. But basically that's what that was.
do you like jelly stuffed donuts?
Yeah, thanks for
It's
bringing
like
down
that.
my level.
But-
I got you. That's what
thank
I'm
you.
here for.
That was
Translator.
basically the same thing, but it was
I'm fancy
stuffed.
translator.
Like it was injected with like all these cheeses that they mixed together and like they like melted down.
It was so fucking
And
good.
it
like,
still
you-
stays warm enough
Yes.
from
yeah,
there
like
to there.
you open it up, like you bite it, and it's just like explodes with like all
Because you
these
don't want
fucking
to bite it in
cheese
half
flavors.
because they'll just get it.
Yeah, it'll
you have to
fucking
literally
go
Well,
over
yeah,
the
I
entire
just
thing
you
and
know,
pile of
it's
motherfucker.
crazy. You got to eat that pretty quick out there from
Yeah.
the kitchen to there before that like coagulates.
Well,
and
we
shit.
sat there and like ate the entire course like at our own pace, and I was like, dude, this fucking thing's good. And like he ate it faster than I did, which I was impressed because I
he
thought
knew.
I was a fast fucking eater, and he was like, that was good. This is good. That's better. Wait till you fucking get to this
Yeah, that
cheese
fucking
ball.
cheese ball, dude.
I was still on my fucking.
Jesus
I was still on the
Christ.
second. I was still on number 2 out of 4, and he's like, "Y'all just wait till that cheese ball hits." I ate it. He looks at me. He's like, "How's it taste? You like it? You like it? You like it?" I'm like, "Dude, this thing's fucking amazing."
Yeah.
So, I picked. We all got different entrees, so that way we kind of try them for every single
There's
one.
3 entrees. I was like, we all need to get one so
Just
we can
try
all
it
try
off
it.
each one of them.
So that's the smart thing to do. when
Sure,
you're paying
sure. Now this is
$117
yeah,
for a
and
meal.
that's not frowned upon. Or?
No.
Okay.
So they bring out a prime rib cart where they carve it at your table.
Nice.
I was like, the guy brought it up. He's like, this is like aged salt. This is our natural jus and like everything else. He's like,
The what?
they have
Your
like
what?
a-
What the hell did you say on this?
Natural
Au
jus.
jus.
It's an au jus, but it's
Au jus,
like
like beef
All right.
base.
No,
No,
that-
dip prime rib in.
All right.
It's
You
so-
sure that's
They
what
like
you said?
yeah.
they actually like
All
you know
right.
they
I
bring
heard
out the
something
little
else.
the little copper fucking pans and heat it on a Bunsen
Yeah,
burner.
yeah.
And they give you this fucking this fresh jus. Dude.
It was so fucking good, man.
gas.
Like, he
and
sits
then
there.
they sprinkle the salt over the top of the prime rib. Like,
Is it
It was so
what?
fucking
Okay,
good, man.
Is it not au jus?
jus.
It's you.
Au jus.
I've always heard au jus. I've never
Yeah.
heard it
Same-
just
same
said.
thing.
I know it's the same thing.
Yeah,
I
same
just
thing.
it's a little more
can say either
racy
one you
when
want.
you say the
Whatever
jus.
makes you feel comfortable, Russ.
Yeah.
Saying jus does not make me comfortable. Saying,
Juice.
That's a delicious jus. or
Say
I'll
whatever
have
you
the
want.
jus.
Yeah. maybe say
Can I
whatever
get
you
some
want.
jus with that?
Good
So,
stuff.
He brings it.
I don't see the jus on the bill here.
He's talking through the entire process. I'm like, dude, that's so cool. That's like right next to me being done. So we start eating. Everything's so fucking good, so fucking good. Right before desserts came out, Sean Brock comes out, sees Taylor. He's like, I remember this guy. Sean comes up. So I'm sitting across the table. Taylor and Charlie are sitting across from me in like a little booth because it's like half booth, half chairs. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just sitting in the chair anyway in this situation.
This is the nice restaurant.
yeah.
All right. I'm
So-
getting kind of lost here because
But it's like an old hotel where it's like basically where it's like the booth is right here, table and then chairs. Just-
is it the same level of okay, it is nice
yeah, it's fucking gorgeous on the
because
inside.
you
So
really
through
set
those-
the standard
Through those
for-
windows,
That's the kitchen.
they have those windows all across a wall that you can see into the kitchen.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool as shit. So
Anyway,
Sean
I'm
Brock
interrupting.
comes.
I'm sorry.
Sean Brock comes out.
It's nice.
He corners
Sean
himself.
Combs, P Diddy.
He comes out and he literally like corners himself to talk to Charlie and Taylor. His back is turned completely against me, and I'm like,
Nice as as expected.
he's like talking to them. I'm like, dude, I cannot wait to compliment this guy to like tell him how good this stuff is. Like, I know he hears it all the time. I cannot wait to compliment it. Talks to them, looks at me, walks away. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now, dude? I was like, maybe he's busy. Maybe he's busy. He's the executive chef of this bitch.
It's not busy.
He's probably busy. I'm gonna go with he's busy. The desserts come out, amazing. Tiny little fucking cheesecake, a little bit of sherbet on the side. Super cool, super fancy. I was like, all right, cool. Pay the bill. Right before we pay the bill, Taylor wants another drink. He is already drunk. He wants another beverage. He asked
Unlikely.
he asked our
Taylor doesn't drink.
boy. He was hammered, and he's like, "What do you recommend? What's your favorite at the end of the meal? Kind of a drink to kind of sum it up together." The guy's like, "Oh, I have this personal favorite drink. Is that okay with you?" Taylor's like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it."
Absinthe.
Brings it out. It tastes like paint thinner.
It's fucking disgusting.
Really?
It was absolutely
fucking. We
disgusting.
all
What
tried
was
at
it,
the
Malort?
table.
No, it was it's like a very famous cocktail. Like, yeah, I can't even remember what the fuck it's called because I could give a fuck less if I ever drank it.
The dude's
It was
like, the
disgusting.
dude's like, "What? You don't like it?" Taylor's like, "Dude, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but this is like paint thinner."
I told him, I was like, dude, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I said, I don't want to be a dick, and I never ever send anything back, but I was like, I cannot drink this.
Oh, is it the way it was made, or
No,
is
it's
that
just like
just
the
the way how it
fucking
tasted?
flavors, dude. Like
What was
this,
it?
it was like a bunch of different like whiskey and some other shit.
They mix
dude,
it in
was
whiskeys?
fucking
It was
disgusting.
horrible. And Taylor's like, "I can't do it." The guy's like, "Dude, no offense, I get it. Some people don't like it." He's like,
Like, what do you drink? I was like, gin. Like, give me gin.
Anything
they brought up
other-
this gin drink, and Taylor's like, he literally just goes, he's like, "Now that's what the fuck I'm talking
Yeah,
about." I'm like,
that's fire. that's fire right there.
so we get up to go leave, and Taylor sees Sean go sit at the table. He's like, "I'm gonna go say goodbye to him." He's like, I was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna go say bye myself. I want to be like, hey, thank you for everything. It was amazing." Comes up, go around the corner. Taylor sees Sean. He's like, "Hey man, thanks for everything. I appreciate it." I was like, "Hey man." He was like, "Awesome. You have a good night, man." I looked at him. I was like, "Hey man, it was very nice to meet you. I enjoyed everything." He just like looks at me and puts his head down and starts talking to somebody else. I'm like, "Are
You're
you
beneath him.
fucking kidding me right now?
You're
I just
beneath
spent $200+ here, and I can't get a fucking high." Like,
Tell him to do this. Are you
What?
in on this?
No, but
No.
I do talk to Sean though.
this
So-
is literally like, I can't
I've
get
actually
a,
I do talk to him.
I was like, I can't get a
Just not you.
fucking high. Like, I just spent $200 here. Like, this is whatever.
Because
Whatever.
Dimitri was getting mad because I was asking Sean, like I was like, I'm gonna message Sean and see like how much it is to eat at Audrey, and he's like, oh yeah, sure, you sure are gonna fucking message him. He's gonna respond, blah 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 blah. And then, bing, I showed him. I was like, you mad? And he was like, oh, you fucking, blah, blah, blah. He was just fucking throwing a fit the whole time.
So we fucking.
But he's already salty at Sean Brock before we even fucking get to any of his restaurants.
Sounds like you should own a surf shop. It sounds like a great surfer.
we fucking get to we have to, me and him have to go get the car because Charlie's cold, and we go walk down the street, go get the car, pull around the corner. get into the car. And we're driving past the Continental. They're like, it was amazing. I was like, yeah, food was amazing.
But fuck that
But
guy.
fuck you. Like, I was driving by the
Oh.
window. I'm like, ooh, we just do good to talk to normal people. I get it.
Yeah.
So while we probably wrap this up here in a second, I'm going to finish this up quick because Dimitri gets off path pretty easily. So then the next day, we go back to Joyland.
Oh, my God.
We go back to Joyland, and he's there. Right? So we
They ordered
go
the
in
other
there,
half of the menu.
and Sean sees me. He's like, hey, like, how's it going? You know, blah, blah. And then we, like, sit down. We start eating. He comes up to me and Charlie again and starts talking to us and shit like that. And Dimitri's just sitting there with this burger just staring at him. So he's, like, sitting there talking to me and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, dude, the food was amazing last night. I was like, thank you for, you know, making the trip better since we just got fucking smacked on the highway. And I was like, thanks for making the trip better, blah, blah. We kicked it for a second. And then Dimitri's just staring at him. And he was like, yeah, thank you so much for all the support, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then he, like, gets his drink and then just goes back to the kitchen. And Dimitri's like, again? Does he not know I'm fucking here? Does he not know I'm here?
He literally fucking
Oh, just because you're a fucking chef and you own a restaurant just
Did
means
you-
you're the only person he needs to talk to?
was
He's like,
so-
I spent money there. I spent money here. This motherfucker can't talk to me.
spent money this whole trip.
I
at
was
this
like,
restaurant.
I was like, I don't know, dude. Like,
Like,
sucks.
literally, I shit you not. He literally, I'm sitting on the other side of the booth, and Sean literally comes up, like, leans over to them and talks to them like, your shoulders right here. I was so tempted to just be like, hey, buddy, hi.
he's pissy.
I was so fucking mad. I was like, dude, like, I'm at the same table. Just say hi.
Hey,
Just,
Twice.
Same table, just not
Twice.
the same caliber, you know?
No.
No, that's the thing. You
Dude,
gotta-
Because
was-
when I went to Nashville the first time, I met him there on
his
my birthday.
right.
So, like, you know, me and him have talked back and forth, like, on Instagram and stuff like that. And, you know, I just, like, I message him when I have a question about his restaurants or whatever. And, like, he always gets back to me and stuff like that. So,
Ask him about Dimitri.
Dimitri always has been salty about that shit.
Just say, hey.
He was
dear-
salty
well,
when
did
I
you do
met
that on
him
purpose
the
to my
first
friend?
time. He was salty as fuck.
Well, okay.
Because
the
he was
reason
at
why-
my
the
house
reason
watching
why
my
I was-
dogs. I called him.
I was literally
I'm
laying
like,
on-
dude,
you
I
already knew
just
this
fucking
guy.
met
No,
Sean
no, no.
Brock.
I was laying on his couch watching his fucking dogs for them. I never complained about watching his animals. Love all of his animals to death. I'm sitting there on the couch. I got a phone call. I'm like, oh, he's probably here to check on his animals real quick. He's like, you're never gonna believe what just happened. I was like, let me guess, you met Sean Brock? He's like, he's the nicest fucking dude I've ever met. I was like, cool, beep.
Wow, so this is a really deep rooted issue.
fucking-
He's already salty.
Call me back. He's like, you mad? I'm like, don't talk to me. All right, don't talk
So
to me.
then, not only once but twice.
Yeah,
in
and then he went on
24
a
hours.
vacation. Then he went on a vacation a year later, or 6 months later.
First vacation.
His
mind
first
you.
vacation is in his presence
Stares
twice,
at the back
Yeah,
of his
in
idol
his presence
twice.
twice.
In a row.
and then he still didn't fucking talk to him. He was
like,
pissy. He was
Bro,
so
I'm
mad.
right here. I'm like, just turn around and be like, how you doing?
So
Hey.
mad.
I bet he would have talked to me.
Probably.
Probably.
I'd be like, this is Russell.
You
would've been How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
I probably would have seen a hand go across like this.
Difference.
Russell would be like, hey, it's nice to meet you. And I'd be like, are you fucking shitting me right now?
Yeah, you just barely
Shot.
turned.
He's like, fuck this kid. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
it was, out of the entire experience, though, I will always, like, that was the most fun I've ever had in a long time. And especially when I took that CBD drink. Dude, I went down to the fucking.
You high?
Dude,
you doing
I-
drugs?
He's never smoked. He's never done CBD.
You never done,
He's never
you
done
never
anything.
dope?
No.
No.
I
This
fucking,
motherfucker goes downstairs while we're in
I
Nashville.
go to the
goes
little
to the vending
tiny,
machine.
Like, no,
You-
it wasn't
you
the vending
come in
machine.
here and you say you have a twisted system. I do, buddy. You don't know about a twisted system.
I fucking get down there and like they have like this little like snack shop down there. I'm like, all right, cool. I saw this drink. It's a CBD, and I was like, whatever. It has like all these like good things for you. And I was like, well, we've eaten so much shit in the past fucking 7 days. Of
Did
being
you not
here.
know what?
No.
CBD
No.
was?
No.
Okay.
So
That
I
makes
grab
this
it.
really great.
I grab it. I get upstairs, and Taylor's like, "Is that a fucking CBD drink?" And I was like, "Yeah, what the fuck? It's just it's just like a good drink for you." And he's like, "That's weed." I'm like, "What?" He's like,
I think, no, it's a property of marijuana.
Yeah, it's a
I was like, yo, I was going to
byproduct
drink
of
that,
weed.
and you were going to pass the fuck out.
Yeah.
He drank it, and he's like, dude, this bed is so comfortable. And then the next thing I know, he's just fucking just out like a fucking light.
like I sat there and I laid down, and I was like, "Bro, this is like this bed. I don't know what it is. Like I like sunk into it, and I was like,
Which it was a very expensive hotel with very nice beds.
I was like, I'm so
very
fucking
expensive.
comfy
Because it
right
wasn't entirely CBD
Yeah,
here.
it was
like-
very expensive.
And plus, the night before then, like he's literally playing a game on his fucking tablet and like with the volume all the way up while I'm trying to sleep like a fucking
Bully
dude.
move. Bully move. I love it.
He's like, and then he starts falling asleep while the game is still on. So I look over. I gotta go. I
I
gotta.
was sleeping. I was holding the iPad like this, and it was just standing up. And I was like,
Dude,
I
I
did-
love the bully aspect of this trip.
I
so
go to the
much.
bathroom. I come back and he's just like this with the fucking. I was like, it's time for bed. I clicked it off and he's like, I wasn't done playing yet.
Wake up. Hey, asshole.
He fucking
I wasn't done with Family Feud.
takes a shower, comes back, brushes teeth on my bed, and he's like, night. I wake up the next morning to him fucking waking me up again by laying on top of me. Again. He's just like, time for daddy's dogs. I'm like, what does that mean? I was like, you're not going to rape me, are you?
Yeah,
Like,
it does sound pretty rapey.
and then we
Best
fucking,
hot
And you were
dogs.
you were
best
high
hot
on
dogs.
drugs as
we
well.
literally got to fucking this hot dog place, and man, I'm telling you, dude, it was so fucking good. But like, the hot dog itself is literally like, this fucking big.
they're big motherfuckers, dude.
Big
Well, like,
donglers.
they sat there and they ordered like 2 hot dogs each. And then they're like, oh man, I can't
Ordered
wait.
one and chili cheese tots.
That was fucking good too.
Get your story straight.
Well, I sat there and I got like a mac and cheese hot dog because like just put like a whole entire mac and cheese dish on it. I was like, all right, fuck it, we'll do this. I get there, I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to grab this bitch up and eat it? Because it's just full of
Would you
shit.
say your boyfriend? Sorry, that's you walked into that one.
I did. That was a clear wide open door.
Yeah, I wasn't good. You just gotta slam it.
On the way back though, man, I would do it again in a heartbeat. That shit was so much fucking fun.
Well, don't go do the same one. Go fucking experience the rest of the world.
Yeah, I have to get
There's
my.
a lot more out there.
I'm in the current process of trying to get my passport back.
Oh, you going to Italy?
Yeah.
If you're talking, yeah.
Fuck it, we need to go do something. Like I want to go on another fucking. I want to go on another vacation with them.
I need to go somewhere by myself.
That's the best.
And I
I
told Charlie that the other day. I was like, dude, like she just got back from Atlanta. Like, yeah, I know it was for work or whatever, but I was like, I need to go somewhere myself.
difference. Like, because most of the traveling I do is by myself because I'm, it's just me painting shit.
Yeah.
But you definitely experience things totally different.
why? Like, I don't even want to be gone for that long. Like, if I could fly
Dude, a day
somewhere
trip, yeah.
and literally be there for, be back on like the 4th day, spend 3 days somewhere. Like, that's all I need. Like, I need that right now.
Dude, a weekend, yeah. Go
Just
to New
because of,
York
like-
for a weekend.
Just
fucking-
be- and that's what I've been looking at is
think-
New York and Seattle.
I'm going to
actually.
Philadelphia here soon. I can't
Yeah.
wait for that.
When
You know
are
any
you
good
going?
Philadelphia reference? Labor Day weekend. I'm going to see the Chili Peppers
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
with Frashante.
I still remember fucking on the way down to New Orleans, this asshole starts playing EDM at the top of the fucking stereo.
How else are you going to stay up?
4:40 in the morning. We are 10 minutes out.
We listen to NPR.
You just
drive
listen-
off the road.
He just starts singing T-Pain at the top of his lungs. I'm like, I am not in the mood for this. He's like, we are going to Nolans, baby, the entire time. Feel me? Just do that
Every
thing.
time.
Nice.
feel me?
Nice.
Stick it back there. But
Oh, it's been fun.
it's about home time for me, boys.
I was just say
Sir.
we're at 2 hours, so
Get it done.
I watched that 9/11 shit.
I will.
It was very good. It was very enjoyable. 3 parts live this weekend. Everybody watch that.
I'll check it out.
Feel me?
No.
All right.
Other than
check it
that,
out.
I got nothing else to say.
Next week
Kansas
we got a
City.
special guest.
Oh, dude, that's right. My brother's getting out of jail Friday. Maybe getting out of jail Friday, and we're gonna have him come in and
It's gonna be a funny one.
regale us with the story.
I honestly don't even want to be in the same room with both of you.
Can we
But
set
I'll
up-
be here.
Can we set up 4 mics by chance? I kind of want to be
No,
here
you're
for that.
excluded
You're
from
gonna
this
have
one.
to sit over there.
Fine.
You can be in the
You're
room.
excluded from this one.
I'm gonna put you in the dunce corner.
All right, can
That's
I
what
sit?
we're gonna
I'll
do.
sit on the fucking bulldog chair. Just sit in the corner of the entire.
Bulldog chair.
The Otis chair.
I think you called James the Bulldog.
The Otis chair.
The Otis chair. We'll work it out. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But yeah, it's gonna be fun next week. So he's got plenty of stories. Apparently, he started running the shit. I don't know. He
That's
ran a
fucking-
real Shawshank style. From what I understand, a real Shawshank style regime while he was in there. Considered himself to be the sisters. If you
Yeah, I
remember this.
Can't wait to hear all this
It's-
shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So it may be our best episode yet. We'll
Could be.
see.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
It's got a lot of potential.
James is pretty good though.
James is fucking awesome.
James is pretty good.
That was awesome.
As hammered as we got, that was
Yeah.
pretty
That
fun.
was fucking
Yeah.
dope.
Eating
So-
zebras and shit.
Eating fucking cat. and
Drinking
shit.
apple pies.
Yeah, drinking apple pies and sniffing farts. You know what I'm saying? We out.
Yeah, fire, buddy.